Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another exciting chapter of A Tale D20 presents Magpie Madness Urban Shadows Part Dos, where five friends join together to tell a story of mythic proportion. I am your host, Omar, and I am here with amazing cast yet again, as this is a new week and a new chapter in our story. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce and get started with our MC for the evening, Diana Moon. Hey there, Diana.
Hola, everybody. I go by Diana Moon online. I use she, her pronouns. I will be your MC for today. This wonderful cast for Urban Shadows 2.0. I will be all the other characters, so I'll be using all the pronouns and all the wildness here. And I would like to introduce our cast, starting with Zeke.
Hello, hello, hello. Zektown here. Here to play the tainted Cal, a familiar character to the channel if you are a fan, and pronouns are he, him for both. Um, Let me think. Something to remember about my character from the last session. Oh, my brother is a major dick. Major dick. We'll get into that probably in the small recap that's coming up. But yeah, let me pass it off to PJ.
Hey everyone, my name is PJ McGaw, formerly Natural Made Productions, and I am here playing Jorgen Giada or Jorgen Yada or whatever way he wants to pronounce his name so he can correct you. I am playing a toxic positive vampire who uses toxic positivity to drain you of your emotions and sometimes of your actual blood. Um, Not a good guy, but then again, he's a vampire, so why would he be?
And then Travis, please.
Hi, I am Travis, otherwise known as Zendark, here on Tale of D20s. You can catch me on our other channels and hosting Passiones, but today I am playing Dr. Claudio Sunspot. He is a Fae character. He has long ears and blonde hair, and he's very young and fancy. And he is beloved by the Summer Queen again. That is one of the things I remember from last time. So I am a doctor. I help people if you have the coin. So I'm excited to dive back into this character tonight. And I will pass it off to our last but not least, Omar.
And hello once again. This is Omar here, aka Tailweaver. And hey y'all, this is Jinx the Oracle. Some things that I remember. One, I remember a dashing vampire who seemed to be maybe have some type of issues, but I can resolve that totally fine. But I don't want to touch anybody else. And I also remember that the Summer Queen is really pissed because I let some them down and got trapped inside some type of weird prison for about 5 years or so and screwed up everything. So I'm not really on her best side, but I'm hoping to. My pronouns are she, her, and my pronouns are he, them.
Dr. Claudio forgot, and so did Travis. I am a he, him for both characters. Thank you as well.
And same, he, him for myself and Jorgen.
Fantastic. Thank you. And before we get into it, I think we have an intro we all would love to watch.
Oh, yes, yes. So I guess if that's that time, with that being said, let's dive right into tonight's episode of Urban Shadows.
Cue the
Cue the
intro.
intro. And we're back.
Welcome back, everybody. And for those of you who didn't catch the first episode, I believe it's on YouTube, but to give a refresher to everybody, because a week is a week after all. Um, Last week, our lovely group of people were headed to the main campus of City College of San Francisco, where they were partaking in Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, a celebration that was for not just the community, but for anybody who wanted to engage. And for some, it was personal. They had obligations to give for honoring the dead of past loved ones, and for others, there were curiosity, and for others, it was a great place to feed. You know, and our lovely party got together, met each other, some for the first time, and hoping maybe for many more times after, to fix them. And realized there was something afoot. There was something going on that was just more than just celebrating the dead. No, there was a ritual, a hidden ritual going on between a couple of people, seemingly at first strangers, but as our group started to investigate towards the midnight hour, realized they weren't quite as strangers at all. They had connections to some of them, particularly one estranged brother and one ward, essentially, of a the daughter of a tainted patron of sorts. And next thing they knew, they were all unconscious, and when they woke up, they were still in San Francisco, still at the campus of City College, but it looked different. The buildings were ruinous. There was a staleness to the air. There was a quiet eeriness. People who had connections to the supernatural in different ways felt cut off. And it didn't take very long for them to all realize that they were no longer in the San Francisco they knew. In theory, they were years, 4, 5 maybe, into the future, where anybody that wasn't considered human was either banished or in prison. And after intimidating a poor monster lover slash hunter to run away, they came across another monster, a familiar monster to some, a werewolf named Jovita, who was obviously right now in their human form, having proclaimed that the four people in front of us were dead, and why the hell they were here. So, I do want to ask everybody, what's one thought going through their head as they've been told that they're supposed to be dead?
Oh, one thing before we truly begin, I do want to mention
Mhm.
before I forget, everyone
Yes.
out there,
Oh, yes.
we do have a giveaway going on. So if you type in the word Magpie Madness, all one word, you can enter to win the Avatar Legends core book by Magpie Games. And the winner will be announced at the end of our stream on Saturday, where we'll be playing Rapscallion. So stay tuned for that. Remember, Magpie Madness, one word, only enter it once per stream. But if you enter it before the end of the week on the other streams, you'll have more chances to win.
Yes, thank you for that reminder. But since you did speak up, Omar, what is Jinx thinking?
Well, Jinx is flabbergasted. Not only are we years away in the future, but the Summer Queen, the woman who is supposed to rid me of this curse of mine, is really pissed. I don't know what to do. I'm just scared. And we're being hunted. People of our kind are apparently being trapped. I'm just scared. Jorgen, uh, please save me.
Speaking of Jorgen, what's going through his mind?
It's already hard enough hunting when I'm supposed to be there. It's even harder to hunt when now there's people actively trying to kill me. Then again, I do hunt them for sport and sometimes for food, so I guess it's an even exchange. Although me being dead seems like a misnomer. I've been dead since 1986. I don't think that this is in any way different. Really, I have I guess, kind of a skeptical view of this. Not that it's not real, it's very much real. Just, I want to get back to 2023 because not eating for 5 years is not good for my mental health.
Exactly. You still feel that hunger in you, you know. It's sated for now, but you know it's a very short satiation period. Dr. Claudio, what's going through your head?
Dr. Cloudio does not believe he was dead for a moment. They're mistaken, and he is very happy to see a friend and someone whom owes him quite a many favors. So he is very optimistic right now. He's happy.
Of course, there's not a care in the world. Everything's going to be fine, right, Dr. Claudio?
Right, there's some misunderstandings.
Excellent. And what about you, Cal?
Well, speaking of misunderstandings, did I get what I thought was going to happen at this reunion of brothers? I'm still reeling from that mentally as Cal. Um, Here's my brother I haven't seen in a number of years with my, you know, my ward, the person I'm supposed to be protecting, and now I'm dead. Sort of. I guess. At least there's a familiar face. And
Yeah.
that's really what's going through my head.
Yeah, there's a familiar face. You're among people who you can technically trust. You're not alone on this journey of being dead for 4 or 5 years, supposedly. Um,
Yeah.
and for once, you don't have that ever present feeling of your patron hounding you. Whether or not that's a good feeling to you, yeah.
Oh.
You cannot sense them.
Can I wonder if I can still do the thing.
Which thing?
Turn into my demon form.
Well, remember, you were turned. You woke up turned.
Oh, shoot. I did not remember that. Yes, okay,
Yeah.
so I am turned.
Yeah, you were turned. I believe Jorgen managed to calm down enough to not be all super buffed because they finally were able to feed a bit.
Yeah.
And Claudio looks a little sparkly. A
I have
little.
the light, the aura in my hair, and it's wavy like there's a wind blowing, even though it's not windy right now. And the
Oddly enough, not
sunlight.
windy.
Right, yeah, and my ears are a little bit longer, and my hands and arms are a little bit longer.
You're more noodly.
Oh, and the anime eyes have big anime eyes right now too.
Can't forget the anime eyes.
Yes.
Oh god, I forgot what that looked like.
Yes, I'm a creepy fae right now.
It does feel harder for you to transform back because I believe we had a role where it would be more difficult for you to go back into human form. So you're stuck a little bit like this. And seeing all the bewildered, confused expressions, Havita sighs and like, well, I guess it's good you're not dead. Follow me if you want to stay that way. And she hefts the gun that she had on her shoulder and turns around and starts heading down the mountain. Do you all follow?
So we just gonna follow the strange woman who has a gun.
She's
It-
not a stranger.
I mean, I don't know her.
Well, come on, follow me. If you want, we can make a deal. I'll make sure she keeps you safe. She's a good friend of mine. You can trust me.
Wait. I want to reallocate our central chakras here to collectively gather one mind's eye and say that she had a fucking gun that shoots steaks and not the grilled kind. What do you think you hunt with steaks? It sure shit isn't flesh bags.
But she owes me, so I promise she'll probably be a good friend in this moment.
She's also a werewolf, so
I don't know if you've seen the Van Helsing movie. Hugh Jackman, inspired. I loved his aura, but they can sometimes fucking kill my kind. I'm a little on edge here, is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, that
I'm more
might
of
have
an
just been a
underworld
movie.
guy. I'm more of an underworld guy myself, but I get it. But and I yell. I kind of like call over to Jovita. You got a chopper with that will to live?
Wait, sorry. I heard you, but at the same time, my brain was like, did not understand the words you said.
Um, I said I asked if you have a chopper with that will to live.
Oh, a chop. Okay, you did say what I think you said.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes, I did. I did in fact say those words.
Yeah. She kind of like just turns to you and gives you a look.
We're talking about movies over here. You said. Never mind.
It really is you lot. I see. That's just gonna. And she's like, just come or don't. But if you don't come, you're not allowed to come after me and beg for haven.
No, no. Are you talking about the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? Get to the chopper now. I barely remember. So long ago. Yeah, come to her chopper. Come to her chopper now. And I'm gonna walk towards
She
Jovita.
doesn't have a chopper.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be a level-headed one here. Jovita, can you please explain with excruciating detail exactly what, excuse my French, the fuck is going on here? Um, as we had said, we were just on the outside of the school, and then darkness, weird stuff happened. I fell into a stupor, let's say, and then upon wakening, appeared what seems to be 5 years in the future. That's not normal. At least I don't think that's
I
normal.
mean, if you want to talk here, Mija, we can. But then if you get shot, it's not going to be my fault.
Oh,
You already have that blazing marker pointing to Cal in full form.
right. Okay, shall we all just put some pep in our step and get to this safe house then? Lead the way.
I will say, Dr. Cloudio, I do owe you, so I will promise you all won't die by my hands today.
Thank you very much. We can mark that off as maybe half a debt or quarter. I appreciate the safe haven.
We'll figure it out.
Follow her, guys.
And
I
I
hope she
follow.
didn't remember. I hope she didn't remember. I hope she didn't remember.
And yeah, you guys head down the mountain of this campus and everything. The entire campus and across the street was like an extension of the campus, and actually this is all set on one of the reservoirs of San Francisco, and they put a parking lot over the reservoir for some reason. um it's all decrepit, it's all broken. There's like, for a second you feel like you're in a post-apocalyptic zombie movie because of the way that there's like abandoned cars and RVs and broken up, and this part of the neighborhood just looks like no one's been here for possibly since that night, for all you all know. And then you go down the strip, the long the one of the main roads, that it's a mix of both regular housing and an apartment kind of style housing, and retails, and most of it seems abandoned. There's a few you can see, even though it's the early morning and everything, you could still see a few lights in some of the houses, so maybe not everybody's escaped this neighborhood. But it's still eerily quiet. Like usually, for anybody who had come to this particular campus for school or for other reasons, remember like in this morning's loud chirpings of birds, and obviously like the freeway. But the freeway, which is not too far away, doesn't sound as loud. Like you may hear, if you really like strain your ear, hear a few cars going by, but it just seems like as if the population dropped immensely. Um, and she takes you behind like this complex that used to house, like, on top of the first story was like luxury apartments for students, and on the bottom was like, um like a Trader Joe's and a couple of little restaurants and all that. And the Trader Joe's is closed, but some of the restaurants are look like maybe they still operate, but only like as we would now call quarantine times, like a few hours a day, if that, depending. And she takes you behind one of the restaurants that maybe you all frequented, so every so often. It was like It was like southern Chinese food specifically. A nice, interesting fusion that worked for this neighborhood. And she just opens the door and leads you all through it. You can still kind of smell like some remnants of food that's been cooked, but not for like a while now. And go through the kitchen. The kitchen does have a couple of like simmering pots that, if you try to sniff those pots, do not smell like food is in there. You're not too sure. It might be tasty to a vampire, possibly a regular vampire, maybe, but definitely something's off with what's cooking there. And then through that, um, through the kitchen, there's another door that marked storage, but when you open it, it actually leads downwards into the basement. And before she steps through, she looks at you all. There's a magical barrier here. In theory, you all should be able to walk through. If you can't, you might get a little stung, and then we'll deal with that.
Um, what do you mean by a little stung? I mean, that sounds like a spectrum. Like, we're gonna be maimed or damaged in any way. I bruise easily.
It depends on whether or not you're working with the humans.
I mean, what's wrong with working with the humans? I'm all right. So before we go any further, if we're just safe from prying eyes, can you please explain what's going on? I don't want to just walk into anything without prior knowledge.
She sighs, closes the staff door, and leans against it and looks at you all. All right, this is safe enough. What do you all last remember?
Um, well, I remember being just having a nice conversation with Jorgen here, and seeing Cal and Dr. Claudio down talking to some people and mascots. And then after a moment, everything kind of just went blank, and I saw some things. I have abilities that allow me to see paranormal things, and then upon waking, I was here.
I
She
have
nods.
some more information. When Cal and I were chasing some kids, we realized that they weren't just regular kids, that they had some things going on with them. Cal knows them more intimately.
Yeah, one of them was my brother, and the other was my charge, my ward.
Naughty people. They were really bad to us when we were talking to them. They said that they painted spells all across the hills. They cast a spell on the area. A magic giant seal. We didn't even have a second. They just snapped the fingers and it activated. We were not happy about it. Let me tell you that much.
It was during the Day of the Dead.
That party was so nice. I miss it.
Oh no, no. Wait. So you were saying that what I saw in my vision, the paintings, the magical circles, it was real, and that caused all this?
Did you paint the circles?
No, but I might as well have. I knew I shouldn't have involved myself with this. Everything that I touch always seems to burn. I, I'm so,
No. No, this time it ain't you.
but I touch.
Oracle Jinx, no. The Summer Queen told you to come. That's why you ran into me. Don't be mad at yourself.
But I touched Cal. I'm sorry. I saw
I
a little.
touched Cal too.
But when I touch people without my gloves, I see a little bit of what goes inside their future. And I thought I saw something peaceful, your brother, your family, but I've only cursed you. I'm so sorry, Cal. It's all my fault. It's all my fault.
We would have reached, even if you hadn't told me that. I was still looking after Minnie. And there she was. And here now we are.
That Minnie made the real maxi problem.
Just I just need. I'm just gonna. You all lead the way. I just need some. I just need a moment. And Jinx steps back away from the group and kind of just goes in at least corner-ish, still close enough to follow if you guys go in, but isolates herself.
Are you looking for fortune cookies?
She doesn't respond.
Jovita, what happened after that night?
Somehow, two, as you say, although we do believe there was a couple of other neighborhoods affected at the same time. But this, and she points in the direction where we all came from, seemed to have been the main focus. The city has had some trouble in the past before with some, what the humans like to call eldritch beings. Whether or not they're really eldritch or not, who knows? We don't know what Lovecraft actually was. Besides a racist.
And technically is syphilitic, but that's a different story.
Exactly. The spell, for once, worked. Usually these summoning circles of these magnitude don't work and other people have to come clean up the bullshit. But it worked. Someone was able to steal Carl's power and protection over the city and bring it onto themselves. The city is technically cut off from the rest of the world.
Wait a minute. So you're saying it was like a double barrier? So like we were stuck in a prison, stuck inside the barrier?
Something like that, yes. And I don't know if you know, there's a magical prison underneath the campus here. The wizard that was maintaining it disappeared. We think probably dead. Or maybe they're in the far future like you all. And evil things came out, and the humans, being more of them than us, took it upon themselves to outlaw any non-humans and destroy them.
Even though they're the ones that probably would be able to save them. That's not very good thinking.
You know how reactionary humans can be.
Very quick. The fast people.
So that's the long and short of it. There were some that was able to escape, ones who had courts to rely on, and they look directly at you, Cloudio, and went back. All the Fae courts are closed.
And
Only a few Fae were foolish enough, in my opinion, to stay here to help out.
interesting. I don't know about that totally.
I'm shocked there isn't more vampiric elements within the humans enclave. If anyone is great at manipulating and taking fast acting, scared people and using it for a greater purpose, usually it's, shall I say, those who have kind of ascended into another level of manifestation, namely that of permanence in actualization. You know,
Oh.
assholes.
Jorgen, you were one of the best, unfortunately, in the city.
I'm humbled by your truth, and I'm happy to step in it with you.
But the vampire councils that are more active, more stronger than you, because she just ignores what you say,
She's smart. She's wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
did make an alliance with the humans. And maybe they are the ones who decided that they want to be at the head of the food chain. Like that movie Monster Squad. And that's an old shout out for anybody who remembers that movie.
That's Wolfman's got nards, right? Yeah.
Exactly. But we don't deal with those as they are technically human adjacent. And it's only because you're with this group, Jorgen, and that you were considered dead, Jorgen, that I didn't shoot you immediately.
Yes, I noticed your staker. Out of curiosity, do you happen to have a list of any of the vampires who are now human adjacent, or possibly even um, exercising external sympathies for a villain?
I don't know you that well, and it's been 5 years.
Thank you for not shooting my friend. He's very nice, I promise. Can you tell me who else is on the factions with other people? So it's the vampires and the humans on the top, and is it like, and then everybody else? Or what's the pecking order? The totem
Most
pole?
most human wizards, of course, aligned with the humans. That's how they were able to get the drop on us, I guess you could say.
Mm.
Um, the the ghosts, the spirits, they've all been rather quiet. But then again, we believe they were used as part of the sacrifice for this ritual that happened. We believed you four were also part of the sacrifice for the ritual to happen.
Mm.
There were remains or evidence of your remains.
Fabrication.
But wait,
What?
were we actually dead and then came back to life? Or were we truly just trapped?
She shrugs. You're not, it's not like you are full offense. You're not anybody in this city. No one paid attention when all the shit hit the fan.
Better. Better off that way, sure.
Who found our remains?
Mostly people who lived here. I um, recognized your scent, Dr. Cloudio.
And it was unmistakably me. You know, I'm very particular.
She sighs and's like, at the time, yes, it did seem unmistakably you. And then we found
That's.
a pile of Swifty bracelets, so we presumed.
I am shocked. I do not. I do not believe that. I mean, I believe you, for sure. I'm not saying calling you a dirty liar. No, no, you're my friend. I just am saying it's so crazy. I feel like someone must have made our fake body. Fake remains. Do you think it was a magical wizard that made a fake bad spell?
I don't know. I really haven't cared about that. I've been caring about the fact of trying to keep those of us alive and thriving and figure out escapes, which unfortunately has not happened.
Mm.
So we have these safe spaces and we go around finding other people who have tried to live as humans. And they kind of look at you, Cal, since you're still all demoned out, not understanding that you can't do anything about it. They just think you're being an asshole about it, like showing off, like, I'm a demon
Yeah. Okay.
and such. And then there's you, Jinx.
Me?
Yes.
What about me?
See, we didn't find anything of yours there. And the only reason I even know your name is because there was a person who was pretending to be you for the first year.
I beg your pardon?
Looked a lot like you, acted a lot like you. A little bit more confident, though.
Um, is she still around?
She disappeared about a year and a half ago.
I mean, I know we don't know each other that well, but does she? Did she like, seem like me, or acted like have my memories?
I didn't know you before, but you have a very distinct look and accent. You are an oracle, and that oracle, named Jinx, predicted many things in the past few years, all of them against our kind.
Our kind as in,
Supernatural.
I mean, it's not my choice. I tried to stay away. You see these gloves that I wear? I try not to involve myself, but I keep getting sucked into your world. Look, I'm not trying to say I side with the humans for whatever they done. They seem monstrostic, but I just want to go home. I just want to be normal. No offense to y'all.
I take a little offense, but I don't hold a grudge.
Thank you, Dr. Claudio.
I like my ears.
So, you said Carl is gone.
Yes.
Where where does that leave the hierarchy of demons?
She kind of shrugs, and just as a reminder for the audience, Carl is. If anybody lives in San Francisco or has been to San Francisco, we used to have fog all the time, and we lovingly named our fog Carl. And Carl is a fog demon in my Urban Shadows universe, and is a protector. Does sometimes do fun, silly little puck-like things, but is a good demon. And they are gone. And actually, let me bring up.
Well, please say
She
it
does
ain't so.
mention. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was like, oh, please say it ain't so. It's not. Continue.
What you're thinking might be actually true if I can get the name.
Oh no.
Ba, 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 ba. Um, she does say there was a couple of demons in the area that wanted to take over, that tried to take over, but and a lot of your particular tainted people running around, both tricking the vampires and the humans, and some some idiotic others. And it looks, and her face closes for a second as if like it was someone she knew that got tricked also. But one kind of rose to the top a little, made an alliance with another demon. That asshole landowner, Duramo.
God damn it, not Doramo.
Duramo, there we go. He made an alliance with someone else, and I didn't think the demons would connect, but they did. And we believe they're the ones that stole Carl's power.
He always was so power hungry. This changes things. I can't even feel Kelly.
And she wouldn't know that you would call like your patron by like such a normal name.
I mean, that's how
And
she's in my contacts, you know?
yeah.
Kelly.
But Horita just sighs. All right. Is that enough? Will you come in and out demon yourself and we
What?
figure this out?
Wait, what do you mean out demon yourself?
Or whatever. De-transform.
Oh, I mean, maybe we can try it not under duress, but like when we woke up, we were in our natural state. We normally liked to be normal, but right now it's kind of inaccessible.
But before we go, I'm sorry, Jovita. You mind giving us a second? Can we just talk for a moment? Just us, newly awakened. And she goes to kind of pull everyone towards back away from Jovita. It's just to be a moment.
She
And
does allow it. She just leans against and pull, looking at Jorgen is like reloading, unloading, and reloading her stake shotgun.
let's not play around with that. Let's get over
I am
here.
actively laughing as Cal.
Uh, and MC GM. I do have an ability that I know if it's unless it's too late to use it now that says that at the start of the game I can roll a prophecy of some kind. Let me just check it. Before
Yeah,
each turn.
we did that the
Oh,
previous. Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
and
So
so
it's
it's
at the
only
start.
once.
Yeah, it's at the start of the game or at the start of a faction turn, which we won't be having in a short street game like this.
Got it.
So yeah, so that's so the visions you had are all related to this already.
Oh, got it. Perfect. I just want to make sure. I
Yeah.
turned to the group. So, yeah, one, although you seem to be very familiar with Jovita Cal, are we sure we can trust her? And I know, I know that it may have caused us to get into this mess, but I don't know. Maybe it can help us get out. I can touch her, see if what she's telling is true. Maybe divine something, but be warned, it may make things worse.
Thinking back to my own experience with this, I kind of give Jinx a look. I mean, we don't really have a lot of other options, especially since we can't. I like shake my hands. Um, transform.
I know that you are a little scared of pants, but I promise you, we're going to put on the big girl pants and it's going to be fine. We're going to have a good moment with her and the crew. And I'm thinking, Jorgen, maybe we put a name tag that says I'm with the crew, and then no one will stake you. We'll put it right over your heart, so that way they have to read it when they look for your vitals. I'm trying to think proactively. I like her, and she owes me at least 2 life debts, so her words really do ring true. And I don't know how to tell you this, but as a Fae, my words and your words, they hold extra law. Or there is a cosmic law that binds them to me and you, and I know instantly if someone is lying to me or if they break a deal or renege on a promise. So her words have not yet tangled my ingle tangle senses. So I trust her a lot.
Hmm. How about you, Jorgen? Are you fine with stepping into the lion's den?
I know that I can only attract the energy that I invite in, and if I just only invite love and acceptance of me, then that's all that they can do is give me that back. And if I don't, I'm gonna die of starvation. So I'm gonna make it happen.
Oh, all right. I guess that's when we look at it. GM, can I try to figure her out? I know she gave us a lot of information, and I just want to make sure she's on the up and up, and I'm going to roll a figure someone out.
Yeah, you can definitely do that as you glance over her, and she's actually not paying attention now. She's just like in her own thoughts because she's brought up things she hasn't thought about in a while.
All right.
So you will roll with mind for that
All
part.
right. My mind is actually not too bad. Ooh, that was a crappy roll. Oh, but that was better. 7 plus 1, 8.
All right, you can ask two, but she gets to ask one of you as well. And as a reminder to anybody who's played Urban Shadows, these are technically out of character questions, but you can also try to put them in character too if you'd like.
Two questions. I kind of look on over to her, and she can notice me peeking and staring. And I'm trying to see if she has any. I mean, obviously she has problem with vampires, and I'm just trying to see if she had like, is it like she has a problem because of something, or is she just trying to protect herself? What's up with that?
So, what's your character's beef with vampires? Is what you're
Yeah,
asking?
yeah.
Um, it's it's about 80-20, 80% all vampires because majority of them took advantage of this situation, and 20%. While she'd never had quite met Jorgen before, she has been to his camp before and had a shit ass time, and is there's a feeling that she wonders if he would have made it better for them or worse if he didn't die.
Hmm.
And she hates either answer.
and then I kind of say this out loud. So what, if you don't mind me asking, do you get out of all this? What are you hoping to get from assisting us? If you don't mind me asking, Jovita.
She looks over and stares at you and glances at everybody else. A werewolf needs a pack.
Oh, so you
And she
want?
says that with a seriousness of having lost a lot.
Oh, so you mean to join us and guide us for at least the foreseeable future?
Something like that.
Okay. Well, we are lost and do need someone to at least look out for us in this new world of ours. Um,
I
all right.
wonder, and this is her question in character, who do you serve, Oracle?
Um, I mean, I, I mean, in for a penny, in for a pound. I, I'm under the 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 watchful eye and protection of the Summer Court with the Summer Queen of the Fae, uh, the faction of the Wild. It is my duty and has been for quite some time to be her personal soothsayer. And I will let you know that she is quite pissed that things got the way it was. I was supposed to warn her of things like this, and well, I was trapped for 5 years or dead. So right now, I don't know who I serve. I guess myself. I don't know.
She does nod at that. Um, and say, interesting. Because the Jinx that we saw was serving someone named Rip.
I beg your pardon. Who?
Rip, Rip Stallion. And Jorgen, that should ping for you because that's who sired you.
Yep. I was like, why does that name sound so familiar? Rip Stallion, the guy who sired me back in the 80s. Oh my god, backstory coming up. Okay. Uh yeah, there's definitely a moment of like eyebrow arch and then try to play it cool. Like he sounds like a misguided shitbag. I don't know what you're talking about.
A vampire, so they're always shitbags.
Rip definitely is was he was the kind of sleazy music executive who would take a plucky young idiot fresh off the airplane from Norway and change his name and his identity, tell him he wasn't good enough, make him work so hard on literally everything, and never tell him he was doing any good. Told him to always do more because he was just so bad at it all. And then when I finally got desperate, I couldn't understand why it wasn't enough and why it wasn't succeeding under his contract. That's when he made me the offer. So,
Wait a minute, the offer? Like the offer for you? Oh, for real?
yeah.
Interesting. I am so sorry that you are vulnerable, my friend. It should be a choice when you're in a good state.
It was the 80s. It was about excess. It was about partying. It was about drugs and rock and roll. That's what we're here
And
for.
it was about a half a century ago. Who cares?
Hey, 80s never die. I'm proof of that. They just mutate into different psychologies.
Hmm.
Are you all done talking with each other, or
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I believe you. And if you're looking for a pack, and we're looking for answers, I guess it's a match made in, well, I guess hell. Sorry, I'm nervous.
she nods? And I will remind everybody you can always, whenever you're in a new area, study a place of power if you want to see anything. Y'all might have fresher eyes since you're new to this version of San Francisco. But so, if any of you do that, she does open the storage room door again and steps aside to lead everyone to go in because she wants to make sure you all can get through the magical barrier.
Interesting. All right. So you said the barrier keeps out those that do work with the humans. Is that the
Yeah.
stipulation? Okay, follow after me, everybody. I know how this works. I walk right up to the threshold of the door and I say, Cosmic Barrier, I make a binding with you. I do not work for the humans or lie with the adjacent baddies. Let me pass without the pain. I bind myself with my word.
Roll spirit.
I'm going to use my new pretty dice, the Persephone seed in the clouds. Oh, that's an 8 plus 2, 1. So 9.
Yeah. You get the feeling that who, the barrier and everything and like the supernatural like nature that's in this area was like, we'll trust you for now. Like that's the sensation you get. And you walk through no problem.
Good
You
enough
do
for
sense
me.
it. Yeah, you do sense the barrier, but yeah, you go through no issue.
I will walk through after that.
Who goes next? Or does anybody study or hesitate?
Definitely, um, Jinx is hesitates and would be the last one to go, and it's eyeing everything. So she's very cautious and very observant of things.
Cal, you will have to hunker down to get in because it was not made for a demon body.
Whatever. And I like squeeze my wings and like shrink down as low as I can to get through this.
Roll spirit.
That's 5.
Okay.
It's
I
not a good
think
sign.
me asking you to roll, me also. Oh wait, I have to have consequences for said roll. Um, for you specifically, yeah, you hunker down, you squeeze through, you get through it, and you can feel the magic of the barrier. So you know that she's not bullshitting about there being a barrier. Um, and what happens is because you aren't working for the humans, like
Yeah.
you've been happily working for your patron, but it's the mix of the magic that's on this. So it's not necessarily the specificity of what the barrier is supposed to do. It's just a reaction to the fact that you are demon magic. You are not of this world magic. And let me double check what you already have. You don't have it. Okay. You're going to get one faint harm as you are forced out of your transformation back to being a human because it was just two magics just like brushing up against each other.
Oh
And
god. Okay.
yeah. And faint harm can be healed just by rest and everything or, maybe an energy drink or some such or a fae healing you. So it's not something terrible. It's just like you're aching from this forced transformation and everything. And it's also you don't have the connection to your patron who would have helped ease that transformation.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Oh god. That is never enjoyable, but especially so when you're not trying to.
It's because you didn't make your promise to the barrier. Jinx, Jorgen, you better say
It has
it.
literally nothing to do with that.
Yes, it does.
Intentions are always manifesting.
Oh
Cal,
my god.
sometimes you gotta let the attitude go.
I hope it bounces you back.
So Jurgen, yes, you
Yeah,
get to
yeah.
roll.
On that, I'm gonna turn to the barrier, and I'm like, barrier. The barrier in me sees the barrier in you, and I wish to project onto you my intentions to pass through. I accept that you already accept me, and in that, I will step forward into a bold new future. Scorpio moon is rising, and I just start to walk through it. So what do I roll for that?
Spirit. It's
Spirit,
still all
okay.
spirit, yeah.
All right. My spirit's real bad. So here goes nothing. It's it's so the dice are 2. I have a -1, so that's a 1.
Okay, yeah.
My dreams came true.
Yeah, yeah, they did, buddy.
JG, you need to mean it.
Do you want a funny complication, or do you want an, a dangerous one?
Ooh, dealer's choice. What do you have in mind?
Well, since it's only you, the anti-vamp fan, and the one who thinks can change you left up there, we'll go with the dangerous one.
Ooh.
So, because again, most vampires aren't looked upon fondly right now, and the person who created this barrier definitely was not fond of vampires. Um, so, kind of similar to the other two, it reacts inherently. It's not, again, it's not doing it. It's partially because you are more human adjacent, but because you don't have that intention of like, no, I'm with everybody else. That it doesn't harm you because it would cause you great harm because Jovita might have forgotten because she hasn't had to deal with a vampire that it's technically anti-vampire. So instead of getting the damage, it sucks all that energy that you just fed upon out, and you are hungry, and you have to now roll spirit again, but this time to keep your cool, so you don't try to attack these two lovely ladies here.
Okay, so dice total of 10 with my -1 makes it a 9.
Okay. So with that, that is a partial success. Um, then what it's going to cost you, I think, and only if, of course, everybody else is okay with it, especially Omar, you're able to contain it, even though you're hungry again. So you're going to have to eat soon because it's got taken away. But you have a taste now for Jinx. Like that craving, like, oh, like, man, you know. And it's going to
So
last you a while.
okay, so I'm not in danger, but
No.
I'm definitely like kind of like looking at Jinx as my shoulders start to kind of like kind of pop out a little bit, and I was kind of looking like, okay, we'll get through that door again,
You
and I'm
all
just
right?
focusing on the door.
When that happens, though, Jovita does have the stake gun pointed at you.
So
And then she. Oh, go ahead.
no, with that, I look at her and I'm like, it's okay. I am in full control of my reality. You can put your little sticky boy away. I'm good.
And Jinx, how do you react to this?
Jinx steps up closer, seeing this. Mr. Giada, are you all right? And gets like really close. Are you all right? Is everything okay?
So I'm just like, it's Giada, and I am doing transcendently right now, and I'm just going to ask for a boundary. I need my private space right now. I'll be fine.
All right, I understand. If you need help or something, just talk to me.
You will be the first person I talk to. I will make sure of it.
All right.
What are you mumbling up there about? From the bottom of the staircase.
And I'm just like, MDMA. Leave me alone.
It's not so easy, is it? I gotta remember I'm not a demon anymore.
Jinx does get close, and as you turn away from her, she kind of goes and just brushes you ever so slightly. And I would like to use an intimacy move.
Oh goodness.
Oh.
I can mark a corruption, which will bring me to 3. And I can get a specific and clear vision about that person's future. And I can ask you two follow-up questions, and you must answer honestly.
Okay. Um, I will give this also so that tabs. Come on, Jorgen, you're going to have a -1 roll the next time you either need to feed or to keep your cool regarding feeding,
Okay.
because technically your boundaries weren't respected, and you have such a lovely taste for Southern right now.
Okay. Putting the -1 to resist feeding or to feed.
To resist feeding, or no, both. Sorry, yeah. So for when you have to feed, when you have to roll for that, and then for keep your cool, which is if you're attempting to resist feeding right now.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And yeah, so yeah, you can mark corruption jinx. For this, you're trying to comfort in your way, and would have worked maybe in other circumstances. Um,
Like I
and I
kind of like.
think,
Oh, go ahead. Oh no, I'm sorry.
and the vision you get about Jorgen, it's definitely, it's definitely like not like a few days from now, Jorgen wearing slightly different clothing, but definitely like still has the haggardness of like the way he's been, and he he has a bunch of people around him, mostly human, but not all human. The ones that aren't human are very clearly beasted out, as one would say. And he's saying, "Ha, my people, I'm glad that you've trusted me after all these years." And he has a bit of an evil glint in his eye, but desperate too.
So my two follow-up questions are: is does it seem like Jorgen's going to betray us? Does that show any signs of betrayal?
It's showing signs of betrayal, but you do get the feeling that it's not his choice.
And my other one is do I see any of us there, or is there any signs of where we would be or where he is?
You don't visually see in your vision, but it's like a feeling that the others are nearby. Um and but you don't feel yourself there, but the others are.
Okay, so as I go in, after you can turn around, Jorgen, and I just brush against you, my glove probably slips off slightly, and we go a brief moment of skin to skin contact. As I go, um, and she stumbles back, um, and just steps back a couple feet, re-secures her glove, and doesn't say a word.
And Jovita just stares at you and's like, "Did he hurt you?"
No. I'm quite alright. I'm alright. I'm alright.
All right. Mr. Vampire, go through again.
Okay. I'm just gonna make it easier for everyone. Is there like a passcode or something I have to do?
Not be a vampire.
Oh,
And she
great.
grins.
That thing that I can't control that was forced upon me by somebody else. Just don't be that thing.
Exactly.
That's
Isn't that what your
wonderful.
toxic positivity is all about? Just don't be the thing. And she's getting like suddenly like a little angry from all the energies here. It's like, don't be the thing that's causing you to be depressed. Just don't do it. Isn't that what your camp used to say?
So I'm gonna look at her with an evil grin on my face, and I'm gonna say, "You know, you're right. It's so easy to have bad energy and let the negativity take over, instead of having any responsibility for your own happiness and letting positivity win."
And are you going to feed on her?
Yeah, I'm gonna feed on her.
So yeah, you're going to do it at a -1.
Let's go. What is that? Blood?
Yep.
Okay, so it's a 1. Which still gives me a 10. So let's go, baby.
All right. Yeah, you heal that one harm, or you can take a +1 forward. You learn a secret about her, and she doesn't suffer any harm.
Okay, so I'm gonna if I get rid of the harm, does that get rid of my -1?
Yeah, because you just used it for it's only for your next turn for that one. So
Okay. So I'd also you know what? I want to learn a secret about Jovita.
any specific type or just any secret? Like, do you have a
I don't know how
focus?
much of a dick I want to be out of character with this absolute schmuck of a vampire. Like, do I want to learn a secret that I can use against her and feed on her or manipulate her? Do I want to learn a secret that I can use to be a friend of hers and help the situation? You know, I'm gonna choose the latter. I'm gonna be constructive instead of destructive. I want to know, um, like I hate to say like a wound that needs healing, but a need of hers that can be achieved.
Okay, that's a good one. Um, she has a dear friend, quote unquote dear friend, could be possibly more, but never happened, who became a thrall to one of the vampires that is in,
Okay.
and they're still alive, but they are thralled,
Okay.
and that might be the 20% of why she doesn't like, you know. So,
Do I have any more like which vampire she was thralled to?
not at the moment. You can, in a bit, or at least narratively, like try to figure that out with like, once you get some more information to like put a face to a name or a name to a face or hit the streets if you want. And let me double check with your web.
Oh, yeah, I don't have much about my web written out at this point in
Yeah.
time, but I know I have Dr. Cloudio and some of the background NPC characters.
Oh, I apologize. I forgot that vampire technically has a start of game move also.
Oh,
Because it's buried in the information. Um, you can choose someone in your web and learn a secret about them that they'd rather keep buried. You can then mark a corruption to ask a follow-up question about that answer. So, also, I believe, just double checking. Yeah, so you can also use this secret to get them into your web, since they do have, you can offer them to help them find their dear friend.
so wait, I can get Jovita into my web. Yeah, we're gonna do that. So out of earshot of anyone else, just between me and her, I lean in. It's unfortunate what happened to your really good friend. You know, that's always the thing about life. It likes to challenge us, and it's always us to accept the challenges. And when we keep ourselves open to acceptance, we can gain great things, like allies who know where those vampires are, and will crush them under a boot until they turn to dust, and make sure that friend gets back to you. I want to do this. I want to do this for us. But I need you to let me in. Past the barrier, but also in here, so that we can come together and make that happen.
And she stares at you, surprised. And Jinx, you see this very intimate moment that's happening between him and Jovita, and Jovita's giving you a very like strong stare that could be maybe misinterpreted for many different things. And I want you to roll with a +1, persuade an NPC, which is roll with heart.
Okay. I got a negative in heart. I'm not very heartful. Okay, that's one. That's five. So six. And you said it was with negative? Oh, so that's
Oh,
six,
plus
five, plus one
plus
is
one.
six. So six.
Oh, sorry, I might have said the wrong name. I apologize. Jorgen needed to roll that.
Oh, never mind. Good.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
so
good.
so what am I rolling? Is heart?
Yes.
Oh, I
I
don't
was
know if
like,
I have a good heart. I have an okay heart. That's gonna be 7.
Okay. Yeah, she does it with stipulation, which I think um, it the stipulation. She looks at you and is like, "All right, all right, you help me find my friend and bring them back to safety, away from those vampires, and I'll be a little nicer to you. I will help you." And she raises her hand, and the one that's not holding the gun, of course, and a her nail turns into a claw, and she gently scratches your cheek, like just like a words, a trickle of blood. You'll be safe to go in and out of the barrier now.
With that, I kind of like just boop the stakes in her gun. I
Mm-hmm.
boop the stake in her gun, and I say, "Well, that was well done of you. Get it? Steak." And I just move right through.
Yeah, she just sighs like a deep sigh of like, ugh.
Just seeing Jinx like, nope.
Jinx, you saw all of this. You're still recovering from that vision and everything, and you're not sure if what you just saw helps with that vision or not, but huh.
Uh, I'm fine. Jinx, you're fine. You got this, Jinx. Everything's alright. Your visions are clouded and can sometimes mean something else. He's not gonna go ahead and turn all evil. Okay. And Jinx is gonna walk up towards the barrier, but stop for a moment. And Jinx would like, or I would like to use, I believe it's in the other move, study a place of power and
Yes.
roll to see. And I what is it? Rolling with, is that
With
was,
the circle
oh,
that's which would be night in this case.
oh man. Oh wait, I'm actually better with not because I have a thing for vampires. Um, you can just call me Bella. Let me go ahead and roll. All right, so that is going to be a 7. Hmm.
Excellent. So on a hit, you see below the surface the reality underneath will reveal an area, NPC, or item located within that is not what it seems. So, yeah, she had mentioned like the reason she's helping is because she needs a pack. That, and you sense that there used to be quite a few packs here. There used to be a lot of people coming in and out, not just werewolves but other supernatural types. Um, but there's a sense of a lot of like of despair with only just the barest minimum of like hope, like like people coming here do have a bit, like they reached here and they are hopeful. And but even though where you are like entering down into isn't like a little bit of a safe haven, you do realize that there's an even deeper part like underneath that might be hidden, maybe to Hovita, maybe only Havita knows and nobody else knows, hidden, where there's someone hiding. And you feel a pull to that person. They're not scared or anything, you can't get that, but they are definitely hiding from anybody new coming in.
We're not alone here. Oh man, this makes me more nervous than a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. Oh, I guess I'm next, Ovita. Um, uh, and she kind of keeps it to herself and walks up towards the barrier. I bind you, barrier. I bind you from doing harm to me and to anyone else. I bind you in the name of the Queen of the Fae. And she closes her eyes and attempts to step through.
Roll that spirit.
Ooh.
She does, since everybody else is down there, she does raise the gun at you because she wants to make sure you're not that other Jinx.
No, simmer down now. Simmer down now. There's no need to get high headed. See, and steps through, and I rolled a 10.
Yeah, you feel almost the few times that you've had to like you've actually been maybe twice to the Fey realms, which is very lucky because you're not technically as bound like other humans would be to the when they enter the Fey realm. And the two times that you've been there to like, talk to the queen and everything, despite the queen's coldness, the warmth of the Fey realm welcomed you. Like, oh, because you are in service to this particular court and everything. You feel that slight warmth again. And for a second, you feel like maybe you are doing the right thing right now. And yeah, you pass through, no issue. And it does give you the idea, like, that maybe the person that created this barrier is a fae.
I look at the rest of the team and I just kind of give them all a look like we need to talk. But don't say anything because I know that Jovita's right behind me.
Yeah. And as you all finally descend all the way down the stairs, you do hear the clanging of the door upstairs and it being locked as Jovita comes in and everything. And you enter into essentially like because they've had a few years to do it, so it's not like perfectly professionally done, but like a whole apartment room, like apartment underneath here. Like there's a living room, there's a kitchen area, there's bathrooms. If you explore, there's quite a few different rooms that have obviously like bed bunk styles to house people. There's like blankets everywhere. You do see someone, and this isn't the person that you were sensing, Jinx. You do see someone napping like on the couch and everything. An older man, who mumbles to himself as he turns around, but he's just sleeping. And here you do see in the kitchen like a kettle just about to go off, for water and such. And immediately Jovita goes and gets the kettle because she doesn't. Sorry, one second.
Cal, how did you turn back into a human? I'm trying right now and I'm having a hard time.
I just walked through the door.
What do you mean you just walked through the door, you turned back?
It didn't feel good.
It hurted you?
A little.
Oh. Can you tell me how you did it?
Okay. Stand here.
Yeah.
Put the right foot in front of the left one.
Oh, right. Left.
Now switch it.
Left, right.
And go forward.
Left, right.
That's it.
Ooh, I still feel fey. Okay, tell me your secret later. We're almost in the inside.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Jovita goes through you to stop the kettle to not wake up the old man as she makes coffee, and she's like, "Settle yourself. There's food if you need food. Not your kind of food." Looking at you, Jorgen. And I need to go check on something. And she goes off to another room. Seemingly, since you went through the barrier, is trusting that you're not going to start shit in her safe house.
Do we know how many people are generally in here? Did she mention that?
She doesn't mention that. I think like usually with all of everybody's different senses, and you can kind of tell there's like maybe like two, or at least at this early morning, like 2 or 3 other people possibly in like the bedrooms, like sleeping or starting to get up and everything. But she was only worried about the one that was the old man, like not waking up yet.
So it's just a few people here. It's not like like a dozen or 2 dozen people.
No, and it could be they are out and about or they didn't come home last night, as sometimes happens.
Oh, gotcha, getcha. Thank you.
Yeah. It does look like there's a lot of foot traffic that does happen with all the like, blankets and pillows all over the place. But you also get a sense from Jovita that there isn't as many as there used to be.
I think she's getting us the teapot or talking to somebody. But Jinx, are you still so nervous?
What? What? Huh? Huh? Yeah. I'll take it. Over easy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What did you say?
I say, well, I mean, I know it's early morning. I'm kind of tired, but I don't want any eggs yet.
I'm sorry. Uh, um, y- you mind? She is Jovita gone? Like from our sites, at least.
Yep. The only one that's in the room is the sleeping man.
Okay. I stare at the sleep man for a moment. No, not him. Um. Hey, y'all. There's something not right here. I feel something, a presence, and not this gentleman here, whoever he is. Something down below, deep. I don't know if she's hiding something or doesn't know, but we are not alone. At least not alone as we think. Keep your eyes peeled, like a banana.
Didn't didn't she say back before everything happened there was this wizard seal that was basically like a prison or a warden for some dark creatures? You think there might still be something down there like that?
I thought she said it was under the other place, not here. This is a safe house.
Maybe they moved it here, or maybe it's something entirely new.
Can the wizards do that? I only helped a few in the past, but I don't really know how their magic works.
Well, I can tell you that when I passed through, I felt an energy similar to the summer court, like from the faction of the wild Fae energy. This place may have been built, or at least the barrier, by, I mean, could be the Summer Queen herself, or someone from that court. Do you
Oh,
feel
you think
anything?
so? I might be able to sense that.
I mean, can you?
So, I also have to tell you something.
I don't
I
like that tone.
lied before. Oh, I need to mark a corruption. And I lied. I told a fib. I do know more about the Summer Queen and what has happened.
Dr. Claudio, why are you holding out on us? We are
Ah,
in dire straits.
I know, but we were running from the people with the guns, and then I was in the harness being dragged. I didn't like it. So I was like reluctant to tell you the dream that I had. So, like, you know how you said you talked to the Summer Queen and she said you were really bad? She's mad at you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she told me she was really happy with me. Or I felt that way. She was like, you are unbanished and you are allowed to come home and that the gates have been opened. And I can go back to the summer court. I might be able to find a doorway that we could go through. But I don't know. I believe it was really her. She came in a dream. I'm not an oracle like you, but maybe when you touched us that we all got a little bit of your magic.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to process here. So you can get us out of this and you can get us back to her. I need Titania to give me.
I mean, she wasn't like she wasn't like thrilled, like throwing me a party, but she was like, you're welcome to come back to your homeland. You've done enough. And I was like, thank you, appreciate you, I love you, Titania. I trust in my queen.
But was that an invitation for you or for all of us?
Well, she did say me, but you know, us Fays are Trixies, and I can say that currently we are a party, and maybe me means my party. Maybe if you give me a favor, she won't hate me, and I can bring you.
I mean, listen, I really need to speak to Titania. I just want this to end. I'll pay you whatever you want. She has something of mine, and I just need her to forgive me.
Well, I mean, your business with her is with her. She doesn't forgive very easily.
but
Have
she
you
likes
done
you.
enough for her?
I, I mean, can you put in a good word for me? I
I
just,
mean, no,
oh,
not for for free. I could potentially say something nice about you, but like, I don't want to lie, so I'm not in the best sunlight of the queen. You know, I stand in her shadow a little bit. I'm trying to step into the light. You know what I mean?
Faye.
So, like, I don't really have the credit to give to you for free. But if we do see her, if you promise me, I will say something nice.
You fail with your words and always twisting them.
Shake my hand. I promise you, I'll say something nice to her for
I feel
you.
like, Cloudio, you're trying to mislead, distract, or trick our poor Jinx here.
A little.
All right, you're gonna have to roll mine to see if you truly convince Jinx of this.
If I am misleading, I'm, and because she's in a different court than me, I get to use mind instead of heart, right?
I
Or
think that's
heart. Sorry, heart instead of mind. I
from
have
a different circle.
in our
Yes,
blood.
correct.
I have in our blood. So when I mislead, distract, or trick someone from a different circle through lies, omission, or clever misdistraction, I get to roll with my heart instead of my mind.
Yes, so you can roll with heart,
Oh, that is not great. Oh, but 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6.
which is a fail.
Oh, Dr. Claudia fails.
So I think this obviously you're not outright lying, but you are kind of misleading this a bit and everything and omission and everything. And so, Jinx, you feel like there's a bit of truthfulness here, but at the same time, this is Dr. Claudio. You're starting to get suspect Dr. Claudio might not be the doctor they state. Not in general, so
Yeah, she reached out her gloved hand, and before touching you, she pulls back. No, 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 no. I've been with the Fae for way too long. You twist your words. You always try to get people in depths. That's why I'm in the position that I am now. Oh, and way more than I can pay. Thanks,
Oh,
but no thanks, Dr. Claudio. We'll figure
oh,
this out.
okay, we'll have to figure it out together then. Another time.
Yeah. Um, but like I said, we are not alone here, and there's something dark, or there's another presence here down below. So keep your eyes peeled, like two bananas on the ground. But don't slip.
Did you see a banana?
It's a turn of phrase. It's a southern thing.
Ah,
Louisiana.
and here I thought I knew all the southern phrases. That's a new one. Um you hear like a snort and a grunt, and you all turn to like to the old man because that's the only one there. And he kind of turns around and he's like, "Damn kids, always yawking and everything." And just grumbles, but seems to be still asleep. And you do you do also hear a door open, and a person comes out, yawning and just and heads to the kitchen, sees you, but just like sees the four of you, like, huh, and then heads to the kitchen and starts making, because they know the water's already been done, like making their coffee and everything. And they are like a roughly around your age, nondescript, wearing like just pajamas, hair all a muss and everything. And yeah, it doesn't seem to pay much attention to the four new people in the room.
Who's that? I mean, who's that and who's that?
I mean, like, we're in their home, so, like, don't be a weirdo.
I mean, she said she was looking for a new pack, and here's two people, possibly a third. I'm feeling something else. Not this one either.
Calm it down, Jinx. You're starting to be a weirdo. Let's just get the coffee or a nap. I don't know. I feel like I'm tired, or am I not tired? I don't know where I am anymore or how I feel.
Where is Jovita? Jovita, how's that going with that tea?
And the person who's making the coffee answers for you is like, Alvida's in one of her communication rooms. You the new
Oh,
people?
oh yes, we're very new here. We're friends, even though some of us don't look like it. We're totally all friends, I promise you.
And they turn around and they don't necessarily recognize. Well, they kind of recognize Jinx because again there was someone posing as Jinx, and they kind of look at you oddly, Jinx, but they don't recognize either of you. Cal, you do recognize this person, obviously much older, but they're one of the people that you've done business with for your patron. You were probably using a different face or made them forget, but you remember all the people you had to screw over
Hmm.
for your patron.
Of course, anything they needed, I was there.
Yeah. So you can roll a face to a name to get more information about them, or name to a face, vice versa. And their circle is Mortalis.
Okay. So I just add the Mortalis one.
Correct.
Okay, so that is an 8.
Okay. I'm just double checking what your. So yeah, they look. So they just look at all of you and like kind of assessing you. They still keep looking at Jinx because like, is that who I think it is? Like, or is my? It's too early in the morning. And they sip their almost too hot coffee. So what you know about them is they actually should technically be dead. You're pretty positive you saw them die because you were tracking a rogue demon, and this was one of the ones. This is one of those cases of like um that Doramo kind of messed with, but it was one of those things of like, haha, I got what I wanted, and they had fled and led. They got whatever they wanted from this rogue demon, and the rogue demon tried to use this random person, um, hoping you had like, oh, maybe because there's some tainted who still cares about human victims, um, and you did try to help, but they you got the rogue demon as for your patron, and the only way you could help this person was, unfortunately, they'd have to, for them to survive, they would have to give you their soul, to your patron and everything. And they're like, thank you, but nah, I want to keep my soul. And so they technically died, but here they are. And this happened like way before obviously the de los Muertos, so it can't be connected to it. So you're staring at them, and you know for a fact that anybody's here that's in here isn't just a regular human, but they were a regular human when you last saw them. How do you react?
Huh. I'm not really sure how to react to that, to be honest with you. How? How are they alive? Claudio. These these people shouldn't be here.
I think there's some wibbly wobbly timey wimey magic happening. Even before or after the seal busted, something happened. I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Do you remember that TV show? Oh, I like that TV show. It's crazy. We're in crazy times.
We are indeed. But do you think others were sent
Forward
back in time?
or backwards? That's what I meant. Backwards.
And we happen to be some sort of weird theoretical slingshot that helped balance out someone else going back in time, so we had to go forward in time.
Oh my goodness, that's such a crazy theory. One time something like that happened on Stargate. I love that show. Do you remember? There was an anomaly when they were going through the gate and they went backwards in time and then they went too far in time. You've seen the meme of the old lady? I've waited 7 years. You know
The
her?
the old man interrupts and he's like, "That was Titanic."
Oh, was it Titanic? I thought that was. Oh no! Yes, you're right. You're right. That was Titanic. There was a similar part like that in the show.
And then the person who finally like had a couple of sips and's like, "I have to ask, are you Jinx?"
Um, yes, I believe so. I hope so.
So you're the one that is helping the demon. Why would Jovita bring you in?
Uh,
Where have you
um,
been these last few years?
okay, I'm sorry. I
Can
don't
you
know.
can you do can you and they put their coffee down and come towards you. Can you do a reading on me? I always wanted to know if it works on ghosts or not.
Uh, no, a ghost. I'm sorry. You just asked a lot of questions right now. And one, I never seen you before. Two, I don't know any demon. I literally just came back from the dead from 5 years ago.
Oh,
I,
you're a ghost too. Oh, okay. Wait, are you all ghosts? And
uh,
she looks at the rest of you.
no, we're not ghosts. We're God dang, I don't know.
We're trying to figure it out right now. People believe we died and come back, but I don't think that's what's happened. I think that maybe it was some weird time magic. Or who
Time magic.
knows?
I mean, it is and I'm trying to do my own math. It is about to be 2028 after all. Where are you guys from?
2023?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big skip.
That's like, what, 5 years? I mean, it's not that many, but it is kind of a lot when you're with the human.
Yeah, I mean, I've been dead for like 6, 7 years now, but I've been growing, which is weird. But they say sometimes that happens.
Oh, do they?
Being
I haven't really
grown?
had much experience with the ghosties.
That makes no sense.
I mean, yeah, and she does kind of look at you, Cal, because like because obviously you were in a demon form when this had happened. It's like,
Yeah.
but there's like a drawness to it because you are, you don't know this, but you are technically one of her anchors. Um,
Oh.
and so there's a connection that she doesn't that's slowly growing, but she was distracted by Jinx. Um,
Hmm.
and she's like, it's just, I mean, yeah, I had met, I mean, once you're dead, you get to, you get to learn a whole new community, which was fantastic and everything. And there were a couple of other spirits who also could technically age too, but they said it had to do something with with how they died. And I just died because of stupid demon troubles. Um, but I've been only, since that ritual happened, I've only not met any other ghosts. And she like brings her hands up and I'm physical again, but I'm still a ghost. I still can walk through walls and do the plasma stuff, but yeah, so that's why. And she looks at you, Jinx. I mean, everyone says you're evil and everything, but that's relative.
Evil? I'm sorry. Evil and Jinx don't really quite fit
I
together.
mean, your name,
I
Jinx,
mean,
is usually not a good thing.
it was a name that was given to me that I reclaimed. It was an insult, uh, and,
Oh well,
and
that's good for you. Good for you.
but and well, bad if apparently everyone thinks I'm evil. Can you please explain why is there someone else walking around with my face for a few years or whatever? I've been gone for 5. Whoever this person was is not me. Maybe a shapeshifter or a wizard using some type of simulacrum or something, but I am not whoever you thought that was. I'm kind and nice, and although, well, I'm sorry, no. I may not intend to. I may be a murderer, but it's not on purpose.
She doesn't do it with her physical hands. She thinks that she's bad because of her powers.
I don't think I know.
Oh.
That's why they call me Jinx, because bad things happen when I'm around.
I've met a few other oracles. That seems to be a common trait with y'all.
What's your name?
Oh, my name, and I just had it. Where did I put it? Addison.
Addison, such lovely to meet you. Jinx, we found out someone was doppelganging her. A skin stealing her, mimicking her.
It is
She's,
possible. I've heard Faye do that all the time.
I mean, shush, don't tell people my secrets. Oh, I'm blushing.
So you think it's a fae that could have? Why would they? Can you tell me anything about this Jinx? Any type of mannerisms, what they want, what their goals were, and I'm really trying to
They were,
persuade them.
yeah. And I think you easily get this, so
Oh,
you don't have to roll for it.
perfect.
Because they're a little bit more helpful than Hovita. Um, oh well, they had a new master, one of the demons that's taken over this city. Um, and they were just doing the bidding like most oracles do, the bidding of their patron. This one called them their master, and would give out, all these fortunes of, like, if the humans didn't stop us. She kind of rolls her eyes. That they would never be able to escape the barrier, and that they would be stuck here forever, and that we'd have to purge the city of everything that's tainted.
Tainted.
Hmm?
Define that for me, please.
Not human, I guess.
But is it because they came up with that? Is it like real? Or is it just their bigotry?
I mean, it could be either. I'm not sure. I'm just a ghost that gets to be semi-human for a little bit. I kind of enjoy it. I mean,
I'm
Do
happy for
you
you.
enjoy it more than when you were alive?
well, I didn't expect to be a ghost, but apparently that sometimes happens when you have unfinished. I didn't think I had any unfinished business, but I guess I get to keep my soul, right? And she kind of looks at to y'all. A demon who failed to save me. I think he was just trying to steal my soul. Was said that I could stay alive after this other demon wrecked me. Part of my fault. I never believe people from East Bay. I should know that by now. Um, no shade to my East Bay friends, by the way. I love y'all. um, and I could have lived, but I would have given my soul away. No, my soul is mine. And so if I'm pretty sure I still have my soul and I became a ghost and that was sucky, but you know, but now I'm physical because of whatever happened. But I'm the only ghost that I know of that's still around. I don't know what happened to the others. Maybe they ascended, hopefully.
That's so crazy, but I like how happy you are. You remind me of JG. He's so finds the positive. Jorgen, are you okay? I know you were a little worried before. How you feeling?
Feeling just so enlightened, I just feel so like there's like I'm meant to be here. I'm feeling great.
Oh, so you're
You do
feeling better.
realize, Jorgen, that you could technically feed off this ghost,
I
but
was
it's
wondering
like
about that.
soda. It's empty calories. So it'd just be the illusion of feeling full.
So like I think I figured that out really fast. I'm like, yeah, and I just feel like the positive okay. Like it just all melts away like, nah. I'm not even trying with you.
So, are you feeling better, Jorgen? You kind
Yeah. I had a quick conversation with Jovita, and wow, really put things into perspective. And I think I'm stepping forward into that new perspective. Feels great.
that's awesome. I'm so glad you're feeling better. I know with your condition it can fluctuate, but yeah, let me know if you need anything.
Oh, appreciate that. Appreciate it. Right now, I'm just trying to keep the good vibes rolling, and I guess figure out how we can fix this whole problem and get back to our time. That's
Yeah,
really
yeah.
the big thing, right?
And Jinx is staring like weird, like brow kind of furrowed, and just as if he's inspecting something, waiting for something to happen. Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you're feeling better, Mister Giada. And
And
then steps
I just
back.
kind of smile. I'm like, yeah, Giada, yeah, and just kind of let you step back, and I'm just like, yeah, this is so great.
Um,
So has Havita given you the spiel of this place yet?
No, she ran away right after we came in. She said she had to do something. Can you give us a quick tour?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's around that time that she has to contact some of the other safe spaces to make sure, it's still there and such. There's been one
Oh,
annoying bounty hunter that's been pretty keen on, finding all of the houses.
that's very dire. I'm so sorry. This timeline sucks.
I mean, what does this
This
body hunter look like? We did run into one. Is it the same one?
Likes to wear a lot of leather, is German accented.
Oh no, this guy was Russian that we ran into.
Oh, okay. Might have been Russian. They sound the same. I don't know.
Uh
And
oh.
Oh,
and she just kind of shrugs and is like, "Well, obviously here's the common area, the kitchen, the living room. Old man Peters is always sleeping. Don't mind him.
is,
He's
is he
supposedly
mundane?
charging. No, he's not. He won't tell us what he is. But he was with the first one to come here after Jovita and done all the construction.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, just let him sleep. He wakes up for dinner time and everything, and it's kind of like a nice feature.
All
So
right.
he's like a fishbowl,
Yeah,
furniture you have to feed. Okay.
yeah, exactly. And he grumbles like a little bit and like harumphs and just like turns around and sleeps and is like stupid kids. Um, There are about 3 rooms that are used for bedrooms, and there's only one bathroom, but it's fully functional, finally. Um, you can technically try to go into one of the apartment buildings upstairs. The water might work, might not work. There might be some more comfier if you want some more privacy, but you're also, if you're up there, you're not considered part of the safe house. And then obviously, if you get caught, you get caught, and we wouldn't know. And then there is a room in the back where Jovita is. It's a communications room. That's how we contact other people who are like us. Well, not like me. I'm the only one, it seems. And and there's also a room for like some training if you some of the awares they don't have much fighting, so they go and train there. Like Jovita tries to train because she's really good at combat. Obviously she's a werewolf and such. But the communications room, only she and one other person's allowed to go in. Although I haven't seen him in like months. Um, so there's that. Um, just you're allowed to come in and out. You just can't bring any humans in. Even if they are completely allied with us, we just can't trust it right now. There's too many that's become thralled.
Right. So then, what is the point then? Is our goal to find others, or are we actually trying to? We're not going to stay here in this twisted timeline, are we? We're trying to break whatever curse, go back.
I mean, for us, it's been our reality. Jovita is more of the whole saving people. Some of the other safe houses are a little bit more in trying to find a tunnel or something outwards. There's one group that is trying to resurrect Carl, to see maybe if Carl got his powers back, he could fix all of this. Um,
Oh, I like that. I liked
The-
Carl.
that could be our plan. Maybe we can dig more. Maybe all this can be fixed, and we can be brought back, and then everything will go back to the way it was.
I mean, it is a possibility. There are some wizards who are still well, the non-human wizards. I don't know what. There used to be good human wizards. I don't know what happened to them, or maybe they're playing the long game. I never understood wizards. Especially the ones that were into the whole like digital coin stuff. And she just like shakes her head. Um, but there's a couple of like fey wizards uh and others who are trying to help and figure out maybe they might know a timeline spell to bring you guys back. I mean, I'd be grateful if you helped us fix this and then you go back, but honestly, it's nice to see more. Jovita hasn't brought anybody new in like a week or so. I thought maybe we found everybody.
Can I ask you how many are like generally in a safe house at a time?
Um,
How numerous is our parties? Like, are we like in like the dozens, or is there like a solid 100 metahumans?
well, per house, there's usually only about 10 at any given time. I mean, obviously, early on, there was a lot more. I think, and of course, there's people maybe trying to risk it, living normally or hiding in one of the abandoned neighborhoods. And of course, there's also a whole bunch that got imprisoned. I think there's only maybe 1,000 of us
Oh,
across all the safe houses.
okay. So a good amount just spread and hidden. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Cal, do you know about the demons? I hope that Carl and maybe your patron. Do you know?
I
What
mean,
do
I
you know?
I don't feel anything from my patron, and that is terrifying. I I mean, you heard before Carl's gone, and he was the real power. Like he was just so nice and such a powerful,
Benevolent.
yeah, powerful good force. And now Doramo has kind of filled that gap, and
I hate that being.
you and me both.
So are you suggesting that we have to interject in this? Whatever helps us get out of the situation. Do we defeat Dorama or bring back Carl?
Maybe they're the same thing.
No, definitely not the same thing. But I think if we are going to get someone who has some sort of time related magic, it's probably going to get take some time to get them here because of how dangerous it is in the streets. So maybe we can work on this while that happens.
Time magic is scary. We only have nobles, and like the queen herself has to normally bless those rituals. They're kind of sacred.
Well, maybe we should get find out. I mean, the only person who seems to know anything around here and can guide us is Jovita. So I don't know. Perhaps we all get together, formulate a plan, and I just don't want to spend any more time in this time than we have to.
I mean, I get it. We'll work as fast and hard as we
I
can.
don't think you understand, Miss Dr. Claudio. I know that you Fae are all lackadaisical and all that, but I'm really stretching out here, and I really want to get back to my time, my people. I have classes, I will study for finals, and well,
Are you upset right now? Do you want me to help
I'm
you?
clearly very upset, but I'm trying to keep it together. And every time she's looking back over at Jorgen. So I just want to make sure we can get out of the situation as soon as possible, like a day or so, not in like 3 or 4 days. Definitely not then. No, can't.
Oh, but what if it takes multiple years to figure this out? How many do you have? I forget. Humans are they vary.
Not enough. Yoo-hoo, Jovita. And now Jinx is getting very angry.
Jinx, Jinx.
I'm curious, Jorgen. How does it feel when you have someone like as anxious and nervous as Jinx is? Like,
Honestly, it sends off like all of my feeding flags. My brain's just like, oh, they're having a moment. I can say something, but obviously it's Jinx, so I'm like, yeah, no, no. It's like when someone's being a brat and like all of your instincts to like, I don't know, do something about it kicks up. Like I can't. It's not my place. And I think at this point everyone's having like a really good conversation, and Jorgen's just like, yeah, Carl, let's go get him back.
Yeah.
No? Okay.
Roll that keep your cool.
That I can
Um
do.
yeah, and as you do that, Jovita does come out, not seemingly in time to your freak out, Jinx, but is also because she was planning to come out anyway, and she's like, "I'm sorry for that. I had to communicate. This is big business. It's people coming back from the dead." And she picks up the remote that you finally realize was technically on the sleeping old man, but it was kind of, and she like just picked it up, and he's like, no news, and then she's like, quiet, Peters, and turns on the TV. Jorgen, what did you get?
So I have this ability called Cold Blooded. When you keep your cool by flaunting mortal social conventions and expectations, like, helping people to calm down or just by not saying anything at all, I get to make that with a blood roll instead, and that is a total of 9.
Awesome. So again, you're like, yep, I'm just gonna keep quiet. I'm gonna be good. This is probably better for her. I don't say or do anything and accidentally feed on her when not a, you're
Just
being a
give
good
her
person.
space and let her feel her feels. Who am I to dictate what she's supposed to feel like?
Yeah, but the longer you not have that taste that you want, like that ice cream, you crave it even more. So it's going to bother you even longer to have that taste of Jinx.
And just sorry, a taste of Jinx, my brain right in the gutter. But also just putting this out there because I've just been feeding willy nilly for the past episode and a half. I'm already at 3 full corruption boxes, not tallies, but points. So as much as I'm speed running Jorgen, I don't want to just constantly be feeding off of Jinx, and then by the beginning of next episode, I have to retire. We'll see what
No, yeah.
happens. I don't know.
So you've hit the corruption box 10 times already on the tracker?
Yeah. Well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it was 4. And last episode, I think I had 3 or 4 points of corruption. I had another one from feeding off of what's her name, Jovita. So yeah, I'm at 2 full completions, and we start off with
Okay.
1 already, right? Or is that just one?
One tick. Yeah.
Tick.
No, it was a tick in the 5 box.
Got it. Okay, so that's 2 boxes opposed to 3. My bad.
Yeah. No worries. We can also flavor it a bit because yeah, obviously we don't want you to change. And we do have one more session left. We can flavor it that let's say for more innocent. So when it's more innocent NPCs, or if it's a literal force. Let's say you do feed on Jinx, for example, but Jinx is like, no, stop it, and
No, I'm fine either way. No worries. Like I said, we only got
Yeah.
1 episode left, and now that I have 1 less box to worry about, oh, it's go time, baby.
Yeah.
It's dumb choice o'clock.
But yeah, so and also, yeah, it doesn't mean your character dies either. It can mean you becoming evil, but it doesn't actually have to be. So yeah, so you're still like, whew, I'm good, you got this. And as you turn on as the TV's turned on, there's a little kind of very much a uh public access announcement of breaking news, but it's not the regular news channels. This is more of like a dictatorship kind of announcement, kind of feeling from it. And the person that steps to talk is let me get their name because it just went right out of my head. And it's Minnie. Minnie, who's much older now, looks very haggard. As soon as you see her, Cal, she is, even though she's talking confidently, she is under duress. She is not wanting to be there. She looks haunted. And basically she says, it has come to our announcement that the perpetrators of what happened 5 years ago have shown themselves. They seem to be holding our Oracle Jinx for ransom. And then your faces all appear. And she names you. Jorgen Giada, also known as Jorgen Kiata. She lists all of it. Unironically, the Dr. Cloudio Sunspot, and then and Cal. and um she actually calls you she calls you Cal Kelly, and she pauses very, like, like, significantly. And if you have any information on where they might be holding our beloved oracle, so that we could end all of this for once and for all, please contact us. You know where. And it buzzes out. And that's where we're going to have our break.
Ooh, spicy.
Oh, we're
Oh,
famous in the bad way.
oh no.
Infamous.
I was just about to say, you read my mind, Dr. Claudio.
All right. So, with that startling revelation, we are going to take a quick break. So, we'll be gone for a few minutes, about 5, 10 minutes. So, stay tuned as we jump into the final half of Urban Shadows. See you in a bit. And we are back. Welcome back, everyone. Let's remove the bookmark and continue our tale.
Hola, everybody. I hope everyone got refreshed after that bit of lore drop, I guess. Let's get reactions from the people at the that's watching the TV. Obviously, Jovita put this on because, hey, this is something you all should know that's happening right now. And I did forget to mention the pictures they have of you all are actually candid phone camera pictures from the night of the Dia de los Muertos festival. So they're a little hazy. It's dark, The lantern and Dr. Claudio's is holding the lantern that they were supposed to give away on that night and such. So let's go with Jorgen's because Jorgen at the time was keeping it together.
Yeah. So I see myself in that grainy, like cell phone. I don't know why, but my brain's like flip phone, even though I know it's not. But I see that, and I see that, and I go, huh. This is either going to be a good thing, something I can use, or it's going to be a very bad thing. And now I'm famous in a way I don't like. Um, but I turn to Jovita immediately and I go, we need to move and we need to move fast. If they already know that we're here, what we look like, and that we're a target, that means we have a very small window to get this job done no matter what it is.
Agreed. Claudio, how do you feel? It seemed like you were happy to see your face on TV.
Dr. Claudio is like, oh, look, we're famous, but in the not good way. Infamous. And you see him sort of like being like, we're happy. Fuck. I don't, he's, for someone who has something always to say, he just seems to sort of stutter and stumble. He's really now not sure what to do. He finally felt like we were safe and had a place, moments to rest. Because he still has his faint wound from before. And yeah, he's shocked. Claudio isn't Dr. Sun's, but I don't know what to do.
And Jinx, you
Jinx,
are apparently a famous kidnappee.
Jinx is hyperventilating. Oh, no, 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 no. I don't know what this. I'm not captured. You guys are not. Who is that? Is that me? Who is this woman? Why does she? What's happening? And she looks to Jorgen for some type of reassurance.
I will put an arm around you and just kind of like gently, like a hand on the shoulder gently, and I say, we're talking about it, we're figuring it out now, and all we need to do is just allow ourselves to take a deep breath and be present, and the answers will come to us magically.
Um, you're right. Yeah, be present. Be positive. Like you always say. Thank you, Mr. Giada.
Giada, it's
Gia.
okay. It's Italians are weird, you know.
Sorry, I'm from where I'm from, we kind of pronounce it with a hard g. But in any case, what the pardon my French, fuck do we do now? Do I just go out there and tell them I'm not kidnapped?
Absolutely not.
No, Jovita says. And Cal, what is your reaction to seeing Minnie?
I can't believe that she did this to me and then was able to get away with it in such a way that now she's throwing me under a second bus. Like the first bus came and went, and now like 15 minutes later, here I am still on the ground. And now this next bus that happens to be 5 years later is rolling over me. And it's not even a good picture. I mean, look how blurry that is. It's dark. That could be 50 other people.
Well, you could always just demon out and then nobody would recognize you.
I have a feeling that that wouldn't go so well for me.
No. But you're all right. We do. They don't have this location, and they didn't mention the city college. So we do have a little bit of wiggle room. We have. I could take you to one of the other safe houses, or if there's anybody you think you know that's still alive, that's still here. But we have maybe an hour or so before I feel we should move you all.
And what did she even mean by saying Cal Kelly? Like, is that like some sort of nod? Is she really on our side? Is that like.
Is that not your last name? Like, and she's asking like curiously, like,
No, I don't have. It's Cal. Just Cal.
just Cal. Right.
When I
Well,
took this. Everything that came with it, I forgot everything else. But. Where would I go if I was trying to meet up with her?
Jinx looks on over at Cal and then at the rest of the group. And she looks worried for a second, picking at her fingers, her nails, and goes into her backpack, a little satchel that she has on her side, and pulls out her grimoire. I'm sorry. There's just too much questions that I don't know. I know I shouldn't do this, but I need to know. We need to know what's happening. We're going into things with questions and we need answers. And she starts flipping through the book and like a mad woman. And I would like to use my let it out ability to see if I can uncover the essential truth of a thing or person in your presence. And I don't know if this this TV show or this announcement, I can see what the heck is she talking about, Minnie talking about, and what does that have to do with me?
yeah. I'll allow it. You can roll with spirit to
Yes,
see
that's
if you
what
can figure it out.
Okay, that is going to be a 14.
Damn. All
Double
right.
sixes.
Yeah. So on a 10 plus, you can choose to ignore the corruption or the complications. Your choice.
We ignore the complication because
Okay,
she's
so you,
freaking out and she doesn't like
yeah.
to do this.
So yeah, so you can so mark check of corruption.
Almost full.
And
Welcome to the corruption side.
yeah. So yeah, you zone in on her, and it's like basically a TV effect of us zooming in as if this was like one of those old CRTVs, you know, and everything gets blurry and pixelated as you focus on her, and you, and it's almost like as if you're not touching the TV. Obviously, you're just standing there freaking out, holding your grimoire, and everything, and instead of what you usually expect to happen in this of like getting a full vision or feelings or something, you kind of look down at your grimoire and the pages that you're on are blank, and then they start writing in itself, and it's a chain, what's the phrase, train of consciousness, stream of consciousness, that's what I meant. um Thoughts from her head. You know immediately it's her head, maybe even her handwriting if you knew her, kind of thing. And she's just like, just stay calm, just repeat, pretend, be confident. You know you got yourself into this, but if he's really here, he knows how I can find mom. He knows where I need to go. He's smart. He should figure it out. Just keep calm. Everything's gonna work out. And I just have to listen and do what I'm supposed to do, and then maybe and Kai won't figure it out either. And everything will work out. This is my second chance to fix this, and I'm going to fix it. And then it just trails off. And it's glowing there for not just you to see, but everybody else could see. It's you do know it's going to fade away, and it's going to be whatever words were on there before, but you do have enough time to read this, to process this, and everything.
Okay. And Jinx is reading this, but her eyes rolls behind her head as they're all white, and you almost looks like she's on the tippy toes, like she's being pulled up by an unseen force as she's shaking, blood dripping from her nose as she's this exact pulling out of power more so than she has done in the past. The book kind of flies out of her hand, and you can all see this as well before she finally like passes out and falls to the ground, just blood streaming from her nostrils. I see something. I saw something. Did you see the pages? She's scared. She needs something. Someone. Kai.
That's my brother.
On the ground, she kind of looks up at you, wiping her nose on her black outfit, so you see a stream of red.
Addison had immediately gone and grabbed like the first aid kit. And that's when you all notice, like, you didn't notice it with the coffee cup, but like her hands are kind of like through the first aid kit. Like, again, she's mostly corporeal, but there's still like that sense of like not being able, not fully there, and like immediately worried about you. And it's like, are you okay? Here, do you need anything?
She grabs the first aid, like at least tissues or whatever is inside the first aid kit, and kind of wipes off her nose. I'm fine. I'm fine. I just need some air.
Okay.
What
Air.
did she mean when she said she was gonna save them again, a second attempt? She did not seem like she was making a first saving attempt when I saw her with you, Cal.
I mean, we're still alive. Maybe we would have died in the original timeline.
Oh, I kind of do like being a live being. No offense, I'm so sorry. I would be a ghost if I had to, but like, I like being a fae. I don't know. Oracle Jinx, are you back?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
What do you feel the emotion? Do you feel like that was really she's scared and real?
And Jim, was it like a scared, like anxious anxiety coming on?
Yes, it was very much that internally she was freaking out and trying to stay calm and be present for the camera and have a different like look on her face, which she mostly had. But again, Cal would notice that from his taking care of her and watching over her that she did look haggard and not great.
Yeah, she was frightened, scared. She was trying to keep it together. Who was this him that she was talking about? Maybe that demon?
Dramo?
I don't know.
God.
What does your brother have to do with this? Is he working for Doramo?
I have no idea. I haven't. Well, I guess now it's been closer to a decade, but I hadn't spoken to him in like a few years. We completely lost touch with each other.
Well, it sounds to me like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on your toes.
No.
I'm sorry. Well, I was just going to say, it sounds to me like we have three very strong leads. We have Doramo, we have Carl, and we have Minnie. And I know that we have ways of getting in contact with them. We can hit the streets right now and get some answers. I feel like sitting here and having these emotional revelations are very important to understanding who we are. But, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, if we spend all of our time learning who we are, we're never going to actually change anything about our journey. Holy shit.
Oh no, are you evolving?
Are you growing right now? This is a
think
moment of
I
change.
think Mr. Positive just broke himself.
Yeah, I'm having this weird epiphany. I feel like actualization requires actual work and not big words and strong wishes, we need to actually mobilize something here. We have 3 very good leads, like we said. We can hit the streets right now. Who wants to join me? We can go right now. And sure, they're out to look for us. But how's that any different than just being here?
So first, let me just say that Jorgie B, as I'm putting you on the B timeline that we're on right now,
Okay.
really like this energy. Way better than Jorgen A. Completely.
Huh.
Just saying. No offense.
No, look. I'm a dick
But
to eat. What can I say? You know
yeah.
what I meant by that. You know what I meant by that. You
Jinx
know. You
blushes.
know. Okay, we all heard it, but we know but we all felt what I was trying to say.
Some people like that.
And referring to hitting the streets,
Mm-hmm.
we would always, if we were having bad days, we would always meet up at Amoeba and go through records. I have to feel that her dropping the name Kelly is some sort of coded message to like find her. And that's where she's going to be. I don't know if it's still going to be even open, judging by a lot of the other stores we walked past, but at least we can go to the corner.
Havita does say, like, it's amoeba. We never thought a record store would last this long.
Shout out to the one amoeba in LA. Let's go.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
think it's still going. If not, I haven't been there in years. I should go check.
Yeah. And Havita's like, this sounds like a plan. Again, all right. We'll go to. It would take her a while if she's downtown where they usually have these broadcasts. It will take her a while to get here, even though there's no more traffic anymore. We'll
That's
head
a
out
weird
and
thought.
we'll head out then, or you'll head out. And then no, we'll. She like confirms like no, she's sticking with you, looking at you, Jorgen, because of the promise you made. Head out in a little bit. All of you eat food. Again, looking at Jorgen. Um, Rest. If you did just come back from the dead or get transported here from 5 years ago, I'm sure your bodies, the way I found you, need that. And then we'll head out. And I guess this is the angle you all are wanting to go.
Yes, your hospitality is appreciated. I am quite famished.
And Addison like jumps up now, seeming like okay, it seems like Jinx is okay. It's like I'll make pancakes, and like heads on over, and Havita sighs like I'll deal with the eggs. You've dropped too many already, and goes towards the kitchen. And so yeah, you guys have some time to continue talking or just to like rest up and have a plan. And does anybody actually want to roll hit the streets to see if they get lucky heading to Amoeba when they go?
I'll do it. Sure. You want to join me, Cal?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so you can both roll and you both will get different results based on your own like, experiences and stuff.
Are you? They're leaving.
No, so hits the streets is like is kind of like a knowledge check of like
Oh.
and then eventually when you get to that point to that place, that's when it happens.
Okay.
Well, more of a resource like check.
Basic moves, right?
I would like to, instead of hit the streets, do the study of place of power now that we're resting in here.
Okay.
After they do theirs.
Yeah.
So we get that it would, for me, since my circle's wild, it would be like a wild modifier for that.
Good question. Let me double check real quick. Yes. Well, name who you're going to. So, and you roll with their circle. So technically, for both of you, if you're
okay.
both going, you're technically both going to her, Minnie. As far as you are aware, and she is still Mortalis.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's what you'd be rolling. And don't forget to mark off anytime you've roll with a circle to do that check mark next to the number.
Got it. So I already rolled my hit the streets, and this is
Mm,
Mortalis, so that is a 7.
yeah. Okay.
Okay.
and
Um.
and I got a
And what?
10.
Nice. All right. So we'll deal with the 7 first.
Mm-hmm.
So again, oh no, I was looking at the wrong one. So on a 7 and 9, you can choose one. So they're available and have the stuff. So for both of you, obviously she's going to be there once you guys get there. But I think also just subconsciously for you, Jorgen, because of all the talks of thralls and everything, there's going to be one of your thralls there.
Okay.
So you can choose this to either be on Minnie or on that thrall. Whoever you're going to is juggling their problems, or whatever your need is going to be more costly than anticipated. So that's your choice of what you want, where you want that to go.
I'm going to say whatever my need is more costly than anticipated, especially considering that we're looking for Mini and a bunch of other things, and having a thrall kind of go against the vampire human sympathists or whatever the hell they're called. It's going to be a dangerous ask for sure.
So are you in line with everybody of what you want, what you personally need, Jorgen? Or like, are you wanting something else extra along with that since you are going to encounter your
Oh, that's
thrall?
okay. I know for sure I need the thrall that's friends with Havita and the vampire that they are enthralled to, so I can fulfill my promise to Havita. And also, of course, I need to get close to Minnie to better understand what the hell the end game is here for us.
Awesome. Yeah, makes sense. Um, and then for the so obviously, sorry, brain is like, wee. I think I need more coffee. um,
Feel ya.
for you, Cal, obviously you know Minnie. So, but you can learn since you did roll a 10 plus. Um, sorry, there's background noise.
No problem.
Apologies. And I'm in the wrong tab there. Um, yeah, I was misreading one of the roles. I apologize. So, yeah, you know who she is. She's going to be there. But I think I'm gonna add a little bit to the put a name to the face. You can learn. You can figure out something interesting along the lines of what Jinx had learned about them. But I'll ask you to flavor. What would you like to learn specifically about Minnie from everything you've heard so far?
Um, I want to learn how she got involved with my brother. And if I can add on to that, I will when it happens.
Okay, let me actually make that note. So yeah, you will get to learn that.
Yeah.
And then Cloudio, you wanted to study this area where you're at.
Yes, I would like to, because Jinx said that there was someone hiding here. So
Yeah.
as we're like eating, I'd like to sort of center myself and like use my like fair energy to feel the place and just sort of like push into the sanctuary and study as I eat the food provided, the banana.
Yeah. So yeah, roll night.
Roll night. So night and I we're all right. We're 0. Um, that's a 5 and a 3 and a 0. So 8.
Yeah, so that's a partial hit. So I think what else? Yeah, you kind of get the same feelings that was there before, but you also sense there's It confirms to what Jinx had said that the barrier that is surrounding is of Fey energy. It is not of your court. You know for a fact that it's not a Fey from your court, but it's definitely from another court aligned, and that the room, because you were given that information from Jinx, you look downwards at your feet and everything, and there is a hidden, like a big room. It's not like a tiny room. It's like a big room, like the equivalent of like a master bedroom, kind of like weird rectangle, and there is someone down there, and they're you- they're under a you know that they're under a Fey spell. They're asleep. Like think very much like Odin sleep, from the Marvel movies kind of thing.
All right. Um, do I, as a Trixie Fae, sense a way to that place? Could I perhaps say, I'm going to use the restroom and relieve myself like a dignified person for once. I'll be back. Don't look for me for a few minutes. And
Yeah, you can
try and go to that shelter, that underground.
yeah, there used to be in one of the earlier iterations of Urban Shadows, Faye used to be able to create a teleport portal temporarily, but it was too OP. So they took it out if you let it out. Um
I can open a portal if you let me.
yeah, no, I think let's see.
Just a small dimension door.
Um roll roll spirit for me.
All right. Let us try two new dice. Do not fail. Oh, that's a fail. Oh, wait, what? Do I get a plus? I rolled a 4 and a 2 is a 6 plus. Spirit.
Yeah, spirit. Yes.
1, 7.
Yeah. So, yeah, you think you're smooth. Like, yeah, I just have to go to the bathroom, but your party knows that you're talking even more wildly than normal. Of like, bathroom, yeah, bathroom.
Is he going to do coke?
Can Faye
But
do drugs? I don't think we'd like that if they did.
Is it like a? It's like a, like pixie dust. Like
It's the old sugar sticks. They just like
Yeah.
rip them.
oh my god.
You know?
that makes a lot more sense than I think you realize.
So yeah, but Jovita and Addison are like, oh yeah, like whatever. And like Jovita's doing other things on in the living room space. And so yeah, you head back towards the bathroom and everything. You do hear like there's still a couple of other people sleeping, snoring loudly. And you come across the like at the far end the of the main hallway. You can hook a right, and there is, I'm trying to think of the word. There's a sign that says attic, which doesn't make sense because you guys are already underground and everything, and San Francisco doesn't have attics. For whatever reason, we don't have attic spaces. So you you touch the sign instinctively, and a shimmer of magic happens, and I won't have you roll for this. um and it's like a panel slide door that opens up.
Oh, you Trixie Fae. I found your door. I'll slide it and then slide it back and go into this room.
Yeah. Well, it's a spiral staircase in the dark. That because again it was like below you guys. So you go down the below, and there's this very small, short, concrete like hallway. And you do notice that there's a vent, so there's ways to get air in here and everything. But it does feel a little bit more stuffy. And you get to the door, and you will have to roll. You do sense like a strong magic barrier here that's specifically for this room.
What did Oracle Jinx say before? In for a penny, in for a pound. Open up to me.
Yes, I think you can possibly.
Actually, I can, if I can. No, I don't think I have anything specifically, but I would pay a debt to open this barrier.
You could technically, you can technically use wither if you'd like to wither
Oh,
this barrier.
okay. Well, what if they're protecting something? Well, Jinx really wanted to know, and now I really want to know. Okay, in for a penny, in for a pound. I do not like this barrier. You're in my way. I try to heal because I'm a doctor, but doctors also have poison. Please wither away, and I will double like slap this barrier.
All right. Are you going to mark corruption, suffer harm, or give your monarch more debt?
I would take a corruption.
Nice. And let me look at. Yeah, there's like this. Even though it's magic, you hear like a sizzle crackle as if this was like an electric barrier, and it's down completely and
Good
permanently until someone notices that the magical barrier around this room is down. Um,
goodbye, secret barrier. Let's go into the room.
yeah. Let me just double check here. Information. Um, yeah, you go in and it's very nice. Like this is probably nicer. Like it's full, even though the outside and the rest of the safe house was very like not fully constructed, but as best as can. This room looks like it's all dolled out, like not like super expensive, but like plush. There's carpeting, there's paintings, there's like a desk and everything. It's all really nice. They have their own. You can see a door to the side, which you assume is like their own private bathroom, possibly, and it's like a queen size bed, red velvets and everything, and there's someone sleeping in there, and it takes you a moment because you're a little distracted by all this niceness that there is a monitor, like a medical monitor of like heart rate, like and it's like the slight small beeping of like a steady heartbeat and everything. But the way that the blankets are, you can't really see who's under the blankets, but it's a big like lump that's there, like more than maybe like a normal human that from your experience like size.
I wonder who you are. I would like to take a quick skip over and take a peek at the medical charts next to the bed and the monitor.
And
I'm a doctor.
how just as a refresh, like how active were you on campus, like on any of like the state college campuses? Like were you like a known fixture? Like do you know a lot of like
I was sort of known. People knew my name. They knew that they could come to me if they, you know, needed something. I occasionally offered potions or helps for deals. I worked with one of the researchers there in the library, so I have a little known. I would say not very famous, but like,
yeah, so yeah, thank you for reminding me about the researcher. So the researcher has like you've talked to them and you've gotten like really neat artifacts from them, and they've always told you about the like they've never seen them. Um for what for specific reasons they've never seen them, but they talk about like how there's like a campus legend about and you might have seen them like at the corner of your eye, um you of like a almost gargoyle like beast, but they don't look like they're made out of stone. They look like they're constructed of other things. Some people joke that it was like the engineering department that created them and went wild, that like stalks the camp, like the different campuses. Some people say that they're to terrorize. Most others say like no, they're protecting us students and faculty and everything. And uh and so when you pull the blankets off, it is, immediately, it is the beast.
oh, the beast. The beast was a safe guardian. He was a nice person.
Mhm. And it's odd to you that there's a heart rate monitor to this weird construction of not necessarily, cement, but kind of creature,
I
but
was
it is
gonna
connected to them.
I was gonna say, I thought he was a construct. Someone built him.
Exactly.
Well, you know what? If he's down here being guarded and like in a medical bed, is there any? Okay, I just want one quick peek. Is there like keep him restrained? We keep him sedated, like because he's a bad guy, or like we hope he gets better. What is the context for Doctor?
How would you? It feels like, considering that the room is like the most like nicest
Lavish
room you've
and
seen,
nice.
yeah, lavish and everything. That the only magical barrier you're pretty sure was to keep anybody out, not necessarily to keep them in. And again, like it feels like they're sleeping in an induced way, but you're not too sure if it's an induced for their health, if it's a like, a program that they have to have done this, or if it's purposely to keep safe anybody else.
Okay. Well, Beast, I'm so happy I found you. Um, you're really lucky that I'm the person that came to see you because I'm the best doctor in the house. So I know that you would protect the school if you were around, and I hope you get better. I call upon the Queen. The sunrise and the light of the Fae will protect you, and I will take a debt in her name. Praise be to Tanya for you. Please enjoy this nature's caress. And I'd like to touch him and pulse in Fae energy and heal him if I can.
Okay. I would like you to roll spirit.
Absolutely.
See, you will heal him because that's just part of it, but to see if it will be enough to wake him.
Oh no. Very unfortunate. This is only a 4.
Okay.
I will take a corruption for doing this spell as well.
Nice. I think yeah, so again, you heal no matter what. You heal the 2 harm with the critical harm, and there's like the heart rate monitor goes up a little bit, like a little faster, but now it sounds more like what you have understood to be a human's heart rate, because it was lower than that, like a normal human's heart rate and everything. And then the beast starts to actually like visibly like breathe, and you hear a little bit of a grumble, and
I'm so glad you're feeling better. I wish you could have woken up, but I'm just really taxed right now, so it's probably me. It's not really you. Well, I mean, it is you for sure, because you're the one here. But when you wake up, come save me. I know that we're going to be in trouble in the future. Please come. Remember me, Dr. Cloudio.
and as you're like about to get away, like move away, the beast suddenly wakes up, but they have the memory of what they were doing last, which was a fight. So they they see you with your pointed ears and everything and think enemy, and so this is the failure. You get tackled and being growled and snapped at, like, this beast is kind of a mix of a wolf and a gargoyle type of construct, and you don't get any harm for this, but you are pinned to the floor now.
Okay, I will try and reason. The Mr. the Beast, please, you must not listen to my voice.
Did
You
we
will
hear any of this?
remember. You will remember me.
You
I
will
am a
now
friend.
hear from below your feet a thump and a growl, and you think you can hear a very familiar high-pitched noise of Dr. Claudio. But you don't hear exactly what Dr. Claudio is saying.
Y'all, do y'all hear that? Where's Dr. Claudio? Where'd he go?
He went to go get some pixie sticks or something.
Should we go down and check on him?
Probably. I don't know. Like I said, I did sense some weirdness in here, and I hope he didn't find himself caught in some kind of kerfuffin.
Well, only
That's
one
exactly
way to
the
find-
type of thing that Claudio would get into. Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
go check.
I'm
let's go check on
starting
him.
to panic being pinned down, and I'd like to let it out. And one of my let it out. Do I have to? I've rolled first, right?
So yeah, you can tell me what you want to do.
Oh,
and
oh,
then
oh,
roll.
okay. I would like to let it out, and my let it out says create a telepathic link between yourself and the others for the scene. And I would like to target my friends and say, hello, everybody. This is Dr. Cloudio. I finished peeing, and I am in the basement pinned by a friend.
Excellent. Roll for that.
Y'all hear?
He's peeing and
It's a
pinned.
spirit.
Yes.
And he's finished peeing, and now he's being pinned by a friend.
Did he get to finish?
We need to check this out. Follow me.
So yeah, so you mark corruption. And for the three of you, you hear this for sure. You hear exactly what Claudio says, but also Jovita hears it.
No.
Okay.
And
So I'm gonna.
she turns and looks at, was that where's your Fey friend?
I healed a friend that was sick downstairs in the basement. I found him by accident.
Her
Ish.
eyes
Oh no,
widen.
I lied.
And she goes and grabs her wood shotgun.
So I rush downstairs, and as I'm rushing, I'm talking to Claudio in my brain, saying, "All right, I just want to make sure. You said you're being pinned by a friend. Is this something where you need to be rescued or need to be left alone?"
Rescued.
Got it. Okay, and I run a little faster.
He was in a coma for a minute, so. But he's mad at me for some reason. I think he thinks I'm baddie. He's not listening.
We're on our way. Keep calm. We're almost there.
Please, Mr. Beast,
Jinx
get
runs
off of
after as
me. You're
well.
squishing me.
when
Beast.
when I get there, I'd like to, if possible, let it out. Specifically, I want to, first of all, do I roll before I say what I want to do? How does let it
No,
out
you
work?
say what you want to do, so then I can determine how
Okay.
well it goes based on your roll.
I am going to perform a fantastic feat of vampiric strength or agility, in this case, strength. And when I see this werewolf gargoyle, I wanna give him the old Fenrir treatment, just rip him, jaw to jaw, ass to head, right in half.
Excellent. You can, if you'd like, depending on what he rolls, Jinx, hinder if you don't want that to happen.
Yes. I was going to ask that. Yes.
Look, all I know is there's a big nasty creature in the basement that people don't want you messing with, that's trying to kill you, and I'm like, well, I guess I have to help them.
Yeah.
Jinx
So what
will
did you
run down
roll?
and see that too.
So I am rolling. Oh, not great. Not great enough. That's going to be a 7. So
Okay. So so Jinx, yeah, you're pretty sure you know exactly what this vampire is going to do. You know it in your heart. So you can get in the way. You roll with their circle.
In their circles. That's the land hand will get in the way. Yeah, definitely want to get in the way.
Yeah,
Whose
so that's
circle
a
is
knight.
it? Is it night? All right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be a 7 plus. Oh, I got 1. 8.
Okay, yeah, you can give him a -2 to the roll. But because it's a mixed success, explain how you do this with getting yourself you're not going to get hurt, but like in it to maybe possibly the threat of getting hurt.
Well, it's a 7. Does that matter? Sorry, I have a 0 in night.
No, that's why I'm saying it's a complication. So you give him a -2, so he fails the roll, but
Okay.
a complication happens to you of danger.
Yeah, I'm saying my total wasn't 8, was 7, so I don't know if that matters. But Jinx will see her old friend Beast, and see Jorgen, someone who she has feelings for, and will run in there and take off her glove, and will try to kind of like, because when she touches someone, they feel something at least when she tries to really dive in. And I want to like touch both of them and try to exert myself to incapacitate them as best as I can using my powers. So maybe like it's like
Okay.
kind of like a skin to surface, but in the intent is to kind of push them away, but with my bare hands in the process.
Okay, I would probably let me double check. Okay, yeah, it's just double checking your moves. Yeah, we can so roll with spirit. Um with not the intention of like, asking questions, just yeah.
Oh, or actually, I forgot my other let it out. If I could do another one,
Yeah.
is twist the strands of fate to help or hinder or an NPC in your presence. So I get to be more helping. Uh, um,
The
the
gargoyle
beast, yeah,
beast, yeah.
yeah, and kind of instead of him ripping apart as I have foreseen for a quick moment,
Mhm.
it hinders or helps him. So maybe he defends himself in a way, and Jorgen probably might get hurt.
Yeah, roll that. And then Cal, what are you doing? I'm presuming you're following.
I definitely am following, and I pull out my 9 millimeter actually, because I'm not sure what the situation's going to bring.
Makes
Uh,
sense.
so I'm kind of taking uh, Jovita's cue and like bringing a weapon with me, because who knows. So I kind of have that pulled out, and I'm not really sure if I can see a clean shot between Cloudio and this thing, and I'm still confused at what happened here.
Yeah. So, yeah, at the moment, because like Jorgen was like moving forward and was about to do a really cool like move and everything, and then he gets touched by Jinx and kind of just Jorgen, you kind of just freeze. And part of it is what Jinx did, but also part of it is also Jinx is touching you. Oh, you're hungry. I'm not gonna have you roll to like you're good right now, but that's the distraction of like, oh yeah, I should probably feed some more soon, kind of feeling. And it's like maybe everything's okay. And Jinx, what did you roll?
So I rolled an 8 + 2 for spirit, meaning a 10.
Nice. So you can ignore corruption or ignore complications.
I'm going to ignore. So really quick, if my corruption bar, because I have 5 checks, if the fifth one is checked, well, what happens?
Then you get to advance a corruption move. Or you get to use something from a tracker. So as soon as like this gets settled, then you can take a corruption move. You can add a +1 to a stat, and even take a corruption move from another playbook,
Okay, so I'm going to choose
and
a
then you clear
corruption.
that out.
Gotcha. I'm going to choose to take corruption, so now it's full, and I'm going to yell out, "Stop!" and impose myself touching the both of them in hopes that my powers kind of incapacitate them slightly or aids the beast.
Yeah. So, Cal, you and Jovita kind of get there at the same time because Jovita was like she got distracted for a moment to like tell the others like, "Don't worry," because they were like worried when they heard the basement. Um, and then you were like pulling out. So what you see is this like you see Claudio on the floor. You see this great like construct amalgamation beast on top of Claudio with like jaws open, and you kind of see Jorgen like very close, like crouched, like almost ready to pounce, but looking a little confused at the moment. And in between all of that is Jinx like shouting this and everything, touching both uh Jorgen and the construct. And the construct finally like kind of slumps a little and looks at you, Jinx, and does, despite being like more wolf-like, purrs like a cat and kind of ignores Claudio. And Claudio, you get oofed because they put a big paw on your stomach. And they move off of you. They ignore you completely, Claudio, and then like they just kind of like almost bear hug you, Jinx. But you're still not sure, Cal. Like, is this still a good
Yeah,
position?
to me, it's almost like I'm like watching this like single shot scene play out, and like one thing leads into the next thing. And I'm just like, I don't even know who to shoot in this situation.
Stop. Just stop it, everyone. Ah! As more blood goes down her nose for using her powers. Beast, it's me. It's Jinx. You
You
remember me,
know,
right?
you know this thing?
Yes, this is my friend. My only friend back at the college.
Well, I mean, we just met, but I think say we were kind of friendly. I don't know,
I mean,
but
if and she turns, or I turn and look over at this gargoyle wolf. Oh, there, my friend. Oh, you all right? No one's gonna hurt you. Jinxie's here. Oh,
Jinx, can we get it off of Claudio so he could at least put his pants back on
Oh,
properly?
Beast, come here, boy. Leave. They're friends. They're all right. It's okay. It's me.
I appreciate you coming as swiftly as you did.
Are
He
you
was
okay?
And
in a coma.
and Beast just like kind of does a soft growl, but it's like a happy kind of growl, and is nuzzling you, Jinx, and does move away from Dr. Cloudio. Though gives like a very confused look to you, Cloudio. But then when you say that you healed like coma, kind of like bows their head a little bit at you, and Jovita is just like, you woke him, like surprised. Huh.
Well, who wouldn't want to wake him? He was a friendly person at the university.
Well, I've never rescued a Fae before, so I forgot you all can do that. Thank
I
you.
mean,
Thank you, Dr. Claudio. Maybe you really are a real doctor.
well,
You're
you
not a
know,
real doctor?
I think I'm a real doctor. He's back to life, is he not? He was in a coma just a moment ago.
You've set my arm like 4 times.
Oh, I know. I like bones are easy though. Bones are so humans are so mush. They're like it's just not a problem.
Well,
Right. Thank you. He She kind of like looks at you, Jinx, like surprised, like extremely surprised that you've tamed the beast, sort of say. Um, he was in a battle. Sure, it was like a few days after the whole mess happened 5 years ago, and one of the mm, good human wizards was able to save him, but he could only put him in this state. He's not exactly the beast we all remember, though.
what do you mean?
He merged with somebody.
I
Who?
beg your pardon. What?
He wasn't this furry, right? He was more like made of rock last time.
True. I didn't quite catch that before until now. What happened to him? What happened to them?
Well, Amita's like looks a little uncomfortable and sets her shotgun down. There, we thought we had, me and a few of the other leaders of the other safe houses thought we had a chance a couple of years ago after you, looking at you, Jinx, disappeared. The other you, I suppose. I guess it makes sense because Beast never attacked the other you before. Or did. And she shakes her head. But one of. And it takes her a moment because it has been a few years. She then looks at you, Dr. Cloudio. It's Duke.
Duke? He merged with Duke?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Who is Duke?
He. Well, and she kind of like looks at you, Claudio, because you're a person. But she clears her throat. He was
Are
helping
you-
us.
Are you sure? Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. I forgot about Mr. Duke. He is one of how do the people in this age call it? Gentleman caller? No, that's too old. He's one of my FBW? I don't know. That's not it either. He's my good friend. I'm glad he was helping you.
He certainly thought your relationship was a lot stronger than that.
I mean,
Wow.
we spent quite a few years together, but sometimes so many years apart. I loved him like a
Is this a
lover,
is
Like a
this a
pet.
Faye thing?
like a pet.
And
No, it's just a fun thing.
and the gargoyle beast turns to look at you. And if a construct could look heartbroken, they do.
Oh no, I didn't mean that.
Now that Cloudio, look what you did. You hurt his feelings. It's
I'm
alright, Beast.
sorry.
It was the
I
only
love
way to save both of them. The wizard managed to do this.
Is there a
What?
name for this wizard?
He never gave a name, unfortunately, and he disappeared shortly after.
Huh.
But
Um,
you and Jovita is definitely extremely surprised by Dr. Claudius's callousness because she knows him for quite a bit and is like, huh. I need
Actually,
to.
Can I
Oh, go ahead.
pause? Can I
Sure.
pause as a Travis? I honestly didn't mean to be that
Oh.
harsh. Can we rewind and
Yeah.
redo that a little bit? And because I did honestly forgot I was looking for my notes for it, and I did want him to be like a close person, but like I feel like he would have had stronger feelings for me than I did with him. But
Yeah, it makes sense.
but it wouldn't be like that callously. So
Okay, no, yeah.
you know what I mean? I would say like I've missed like more like I missed you and I never thought I would see you again, and sort of like a shock and like more of like a surprise. Like I, you know, haven't had that moment with him in a long time, you know what I mean? And so it felt like, you know, I've lost other humans before, so
Yeah,
like
no,
I
that
thought he
makes
was
sense.
gone instead of like you're too low.
Yeah. No, yeah, we can definitely rewind to redo that. So yeah, you state like the shock, like most phase, like, oh, you're still alive? Like kind of
Yeah,
like
so
surprise.
that's a little sharp, but I would like to maybe have like a moment with him to the side to have a sweet embrace later. But
Yeah. There is also still confusion on, not because of what you said or anything, but on Beast's face, because again,
he's emerged.
one merged, their last memories, kind of like you all, was of what happened a few years ago, and that's why they had attacked, because they didn't realize it was you or a friendly or something.
Yeah.
And so they kind of just look at you confusedly and look at everybody else. But yeah, they had recognized the beast side, obviously recognized Jinx really easily, because it's technically more on the forefront is the beast than Duke at the moment. And Jovita then is like, all right, there's too many people in this room. You four go out. I need to check on him and make sure everything, and this is good. This is very good. Thank you, Cloudio. I guess I owe you another debt or something. And
Agreed.
yeah. And she's like, you probably should go and to Amoeba Music then.
Right.
And yeah, as like she's kind of like slowly like pushing you away as she's trying to figure out, okay, like, was not expecting the beast to wake up, you know, and all this. But before she shoves you out, beast does like kind of like nuzzle at your hand. And yeah, sorry, Claudius.
Mr. Beast, you were always a friend of mine on the campus. I know you took care of people. And Duke, I didn't know I'd get to see you, and I will like pet him like the beast he is, but then just like give him a big hug and like hold on to him for a moment.
Yeah. And there's like definitely, it's still strange that it's like cat like noises coming out, like but like the purr and everything. And I think the last thing they do is they mess up your hair purposely. But yeah, and then Jovita is like very much like gotta check them over and everything. And then yeah, you guys are in the hallway and everything, but it does seem like maybe just to make sure, Because all of you do have a feeling that if this encounter is supposed to happen with Minnie, she's not going to have a lot of time to interact.
Bye, Beast. I'll see you when we get back. Thank, the, thank God. And Jinx will definitely go back upstairs and prepare to head off.
I will actually go to the bathroom now and walk upstairs and go to the bathroom and then eat food.
While they're like having this moment, I imagine at this point, Jorgen and Cal are just kind of standing in like the doorway, like closer, like out, giving them some space. And I just like kind of look at him. So what were you gonna do?
I mean, like, is it rude? Like, it would. I don't know if it's rude or cool. I don't know. What do you? Because I was gonna rip him, like, make him two half beasts. Just
That would have been epic. I was like getting ready to just start blasting.
oh, what with your guns or like you have
Yeah.
like cool demon blasts?
No, just like this 9mm.
Oh, dude, you got a 9? Hold on. I got this. Pull this massive 357. Like, I got this peacemaker here. I got 2 of these things. I don't even know why I have them, but they're so cool. Do you want one?
I mean, sure.
Yeah, no worries. I flip it over, I hand it to Cal. I'm like, look, these things have a kick that even a vampire, like, can't quite stop. 2 of these is just absolutely excessive. Why don't you take one?
This could be a good gun to use in my demon form.
You know what? Yeah, because like I'm sure you're much stronger in demon form, and that thing's just gonna be like, it's gonna be like an
Yeah.
absolute, like a hell's bell, if you will.
This is. I can't wait to use this.
It's worth it. I also have this like really sweet katana or some weird edgy sword, so I mean, it just makes more sense for me to have one anyway.
That's fair.
It's probably like a Russian sword, but he's like, it's a Japanese sword. He's got no idea what he's talking about.
Good old Mall Ninja.
Good old dumb edgy white boy in the 90s. Yay!
And we like kind of start joking and get along actually as we walk up and kind of give them.
Do you
their
think
moment.
this is a intimacy move for the both of you?
Yes.
I mean, I gave you my gun. Please
That's like
respond.
super. Yeah.
Yeah, man's gun. You know,
Yeah.
it's super personal. So I think you both do it. So you both activate your intimacy moves. So for the tainted, when you share a moment of intimacy, physical or emotional, obviously emotional here, with another person, they give you a debt they hold on someone else. So
Ooh. Okay.
yeah, so Jorgen, you can choose what debt you have on someone else to give to them, and it's only one. It's not like the whole package. Like if you have 4 on one person, you only need to give one.
Oh man. I'm trying to think. You know what? I'm gonna say it's one of my many ghouls or thralls at the experience, Tomato Valley Experience Ground, or anyone else. Because like right now we're at that 0 hour. We gotta allocate all our resources. So take them.
All right.
And then for you, Jorgen, you can tell them a secret about yourself or owe them a debt. Either way, they enter your web and owe you a debt.
Ooh. Okay. Well, obviously, welcome to my vampire web, and I'll take a debt. But I think what I'm gonna offer them, you know, dealer's choice. What do you want? What do you want, Cal? Do you want a secret, or do you just want me to owe you?
You can just owe me.
Okay. Cool. I owe you 1 debt.
Excellent. And as a reminder, you can always use debt on other PCs to roll at a +3 to like convince them to do something. So that is in the other moves tab under debt moves of what you can do. Because that's why they're there for. So yeah, we have this little moment of gun sharing and such, gun swapping. And you all go up and head on out after Cloudio. Cloudio, I say your faint harm is taken away. You got to eat. You technically got to rest, even though you did get a little jumbled. you know, it's all
I
in the
wasn't
life of a fairy.
very, very hurt. I was only a little, like, backlash from using my magic on the Russian. So,
Yeah. So, I,
thank you.
yeah, you also were karmic healing. You paid it forward, kind of thing. Um. So yeah. So Hovita stays behind. But they were able to get your phones to work temporarily, to be on the proper network, because there is no real network anymore, but there's like sets of like private networks going on. Um,
Oh, okay.
Thanks for the SIM card.
so yeah, so if any trouble has out, like she's like, if trouble is following you, don't come back here. Message me though, and such, because yeah, wants to protect the few people that are here. And yeah, you head down. It's mid morning now. You do see some people walking about. I also, Claudio, you're back into your human form. Like it just kind of slowly happens. Like you almost don't realize it happens until you realize people who are walking about don't look at you all weirdly. They look at you weirdly because like, huh, strangers, but at the same time, you know.
It was the Snickers. I needed a snack. I'm not
Exactly.
myself when I'm hungry.
Yeah. And you head and yeah, Amoeba is technically still open like a few of the other stores. It's like very limited hours. It's mostly by appointment. And actually technically it says closed for appointment, Mr. Kelly.
Well, I
Um
think
Go
we're in
ahead.
the right place.
Um,
Should we go in?
I mean, I'm just about to ask you the same thing. You know this place. I mean, I don't really venture here that much.
Not a vinyl fan?
I mean, I'm more of a cassette player myself.
I have a couple cassettes. I guess they're coming back, or maybe they're already gone at this point.
Yeah,
Who knows what happened in those 5 years?
yeah. Oh,
But
love me a good Kate Bush, whether or not. Anyway, um, do we think it might be a trap? I know what I felt, but my premonitions have been misleading at times. We should prepare ourselves for anything.
I agree. But Minnie really seemed extremely sincere in kind of the subtle nonverbal communication she was giving. So I have a good feeling that this is where we're supposed to be. Let's go.
All right.
It's kind of ironic you mentioned Kate Bush, because as you open the door and y'all enter in, there's like the whole like very cliche sound of like a record being put on, and it is running up that hill that starts,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
it's a slow reverb version, to be.
Running up that hill,
Oh no!
Megadeth withdraw.
Someone switch it from 33.
Get them to change our places.
um Look, I'm trying to Jordan Peele this moment, y'all. um and yeah, you guys come through, and there's like this air of like it's seemingly a lot colder in here. It almost feels like you're in a music, like one of those 80s music videos where like there's like low level fog or something, but it's just a trick of your eye,
Yeah.
surely, and everything. And do you any of you call out, or you just slowly go in and explore to see if you find anybody?
I go over to the punk section because that is where we would always meet.
I'm following Gal.
Same. I'm going to follow Cal. It seems like we're about to walk into something important. I want to back him up.
I grab um, Jorgen for a moment, gloved, so no use of my powers. Jorgen, before we go further, I, uh, no matter what happens, remember who you are, and remember that We're friends and we're trying to get back home. All right? Don't let anything sway you off the deep end or let your carnal urges take over the kind, positive soul that you are. Just remember
Here's
that.
some results from a search.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
my cell phone must be talking to me. Siri, calm down. But
I just looked at Jinx and I kind of give her like this really confident, relaxed grin, and I say, "Of course, that's who I am. Why would I be anything else?" I pull out the biggest fucking revolver you've ever seen, and I say, "I'm just here to talk."
all right.
And and then I start following Cal.
So, question, Jorgen. Was there anybody either before you became a vampire or after? Was there anybody that was like, not, it doesn't have to be romantically, but someone that you cared a lot was like the one that got away?
Sorry, was that for Cal? I'm sorry.
No, for you, Jorgen.
I don't know why I heard Cal. Oh man, romantic person that got away. Sure, yeah. I was busting my ass really hard in the '80s, become like a famous rock star, and there was this like really really cute, like big frizzy hair, long leg leather, like metal chick, like from a White Snake music video, Um, her name was her name was Starla, and I just wanted to make her my rock and roll queen, and I fought like tooth and nails to get up there, and when I got sired and everything just changed from there, she vanished, and I've never seen her since.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, as everyone's moving forward and everything, and you hit stop for a second to get this little pep speech from Jinx. Cal, you go to that section, and it's weird because like you should be able to see anybody that's in that section, but it's not until you get into that aisle that you see Minnie. And Minnie's wearing like a hooded shirt, hooded sweatshirt and everything, and is covered. You do see on their back though that they're strapped with a crossbow, silver tipped. And before you even say anything or like get that close, she kind of like jumps like as if she knows, like sensed you there. She turns, and she sighs. Oh God, Cal. I didn't know. I swear, if I knew you were working for Kelly, I wouldn't have done this.
Of course I was working for Kelly. Why do you think I was watching over?
Because you were some perv or something? I don't know.
I'm sorry, but as a 26-year-old, I guess now I'm 31. Great, missed that birthday. That is not what I want to do. Is hang out with high school kids.
Yes, of course, but there are others who would. So I'm sorry. You seem kind. I don't know. And then Kai was just saying all these things, and
And
I
how
just
did you
wanted
even meet Kai?
to. Kind of funny story. There's like this whole like little there was like this like Tumblr group and everything about people who've been affected by demons, and I thought it was this weird rabbit hole, and Kai was one of the ones that was like the leader of this one group of like who wanted to get back against demons, and I had this feeling that like, hey, maybe my parent is a demon, and what's a good way to get their attention? And so
Okay, so first, it was 2023. Why were you using Tumblr? You should
because
never
nobody
believe
else
anything
uses
from
Tumblr anymore. No one would have suspected. Also, how dare you? Tumblr's still going strong. But yeah, that was the brilliance of it. And Twitter was dying. No one uses Reddit anymore, and Tumblr was still around. It was a good way to pretend to be, a werewolf lover or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, I
And as
remember a
this
lot of that being on there.
and as this conversation is happening, and y'all are coming like close to it, um, Jorgen, you feel hands snake or arms snake around you like from behind, and you hear a voice that you haven't heard since the 80s going, "Hey, rock star."
Oh no!
And that's where we're going to leave today.
There we go.
Oh
it.
my
Oh
god.
man, this is so good.
Yes.
Wow.
Jinx is going to have to fight someone.
Such
Probably.
a roller
I
coaster
mean,
of
oh my
emotions.
goodness, is this my future? Is this chick the one who takes my man and makes him evil? That's my I sees it. I sees it. Oh no.
I love that.
Next
So,
Thursday.
before we get to stuff, we have end of session moves, which real quick is, do you think anybody owes anybody else extra debt for like helping out or anything, or do you think you're all pretty good?
I think that Mr. Cloudio owes me for saving him from being trampled by the beast. Maybe cancel our debts.
I would say that that's not how debt works, my friend.
I mean, 'cause I can just give that beast a little bit of a Herculean headlock, if you know what I mean.
I will take the debt. I owe that debt to you for
We could do it-
helping.
We could
right.
bundle it and do a debt swap. I heard those are popular.
They failed. They failed the stock market. I don't want no swaps.
Yeah. Otherwise, the other thing we do for end of session is choose 2 circles that you think you interacted with heavily today, and you move one circle stat up and one circle stat down depending on how you interacted with them. And then if they're one of the ones you don't have a check mark on, you get to check that one of those off. So we'll go with Jorgen.
So tonight, I feel like I really interacted with 2 circles, Night and Mortalis. Mortalis, of course, being the ghosts and the humans, and the Night being myself and, of course, the werewolf. Those are the 2 things. I know one has to go up, one has to go down. I don't know if that's Night going up and Mortalis becoming a negative 1, or does that... I'll still make it even. So Mortalis 1, Night 1. That's where I'll put it at.
Okay, and then if you don't have one marked, you can choose one of those to mark. I will say that the beast is considered, despite having a human with them, is still considered wild. So if you wanted to use that as one of your interactions, for anybody else. So we'll go with Cloudio next.
Are spirits power?
No, spirit is just a regular stat. So anybody can use,
Or
yeah.
like
ghost.
the
Ghost.
spirits and ghosts.
Yeah. Ghost or night, actually.
Night. Okay. So I would say that I interacted with Mortalis because the humans do not like us. We're infamous, right? And they made us the not good people. So I mean, I didn't totally interact with them, but they interacted with us. And the night for the spirits, when I talked to the barriers, when we talked to the ghost girl, and I broke 4 barriers today. So I'm gonna say that my night goes up and my Mortalis goes down. Is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah,
So
that's perfectly fine.
I'm at a -2 for human and a positive 1 for night. And I will tick off the night because I feel like I will get more human interaction.
Possibly, yeah. All right, next, Cal.
So, did we interact with anybody who was power?
No.
Okay.
So you can use that as an example of like, you've heard stories. So you did technically in a sense of like the wizards who are of power. Have not been, at least the human wizards have not been helpful and good. So the fact that, so you can use that as your negative if you want to drop that.
Yeah, I would
If
like
you
to
want,
drop
yeah.
that. Yeah, and because of this interaction that we like kind of ended on, With Minnie, I would like to add one to Mortalis, bringing it to 2.
Yeah, that
So
makes
I'll
sense.
go -1 there. Perfect. Yeah, just because that last scene, I think, really pushed it.
Yeah, definitely. And then for Jinx.
Okay, so oracles are part of power, correct?
Correct.
I feel like she did a lot of using her powers. So if she interacted with herself more, but her inner magic. So I would like to say that mind would be, I'm sorry, power would be one, and then the night. But one has to go down. I would say between power and wild will be the two, and I'll put one into power, raising that to 2, and I will put a -1 because I'm at 0 for wild, because just everything about this place. I felt the Fey world, and I felt all these connections. And I had that altercation with Dr. Cloudio when he was being sneaky,
Did not
and
take the deal.
did not.
Yeah.
And I'm getting pissed with Faye now. They've been screwing with my life for a very long time, and I'm just like, I can't. As I get more corrupt, because I'm full now, I'm starting to like. You'll see the changes that happen to Jinx.
Yeah.
There we go. So that's a 2 for power and a -1 in wild.
Excellent. And then the last thing we do before we close off for the night is stars and wishes. So, in the order that I have, I feel like I'm missing someone. I am. How dare I miss someone? I'm gonna go in the order that I've written it down. PJ, what are your stars?
So my stars are for. I kind of want to give a start to everyone. Starting off with Dr. Claudio, like I liked a bit more of the inquisitive nature that you were exploring this time around. Like you're always kind of curious, but now it's like, well, now how can I like actually solve the problem? I really like that. Obviously, Cal, we had that moment, and I just want to thank you for that beautiful yes and of like, oh yes, like what would you have done? Oh yeah, guns, yeah, cool. And that bonding was really awesome. Last but not least, Jinx stepping up and being a hero, like the entire second half of the episode. Huge star for being just that defender. So those are my stars.
Excellent. Thank you. And Omar.
So stars, starting with Dr. Claudio. I did like to see this. We got to see two sides, this more mischievous side that we're kind of used to, and seeing that you're now Jinx is not feeling so comfortable with Dr. Claudio. Not that she really was per se, and I love that interaction. And then seeing this softer side where you and Duke. I didn't know you had a relationship with Duke. And it's really interesting to see this kind of relationship that you're spawning. Maybe you're closer to other people and not just a trickster. A star definitely to Zeki, who played Cal, because I love those. First of all, I love all the callbacks that your character has to Descent to the Void campaign 1. It is like I'm living for it. I'm just like Doramo. Oh, and I just love that you just have a gun and guns are blazing. You're like, yeah, I got a 9. I don't know. The way you said that, I was just like, yes. I was like, yes, right. This is a now urban fantasy, so you can just pull out guns like nobody's business.
Like, yeah, no one's gonna give me shit for guns here.
And definitely to PJ, because I love the going back and forth between being super positive and then you're hungry, so you're like, fuck it, or more so the fact that you're like, I can't get anything from you, Ghost. Yeah, no. Why even bother? I'm loving that juxtaposition of your character, especially when you're hungry. I love seeing that. So kudos to you as well.
Awesome. Thank you. And then Travis.
I have to echo a lot of what's been said here. The budding broship between Jorgen and Cal. I was like, kiss, it's happening. Kiss, it's starting. I was like, oh my god. I was like, yeah. So that was my number 1 star. Loved that. Fantastic. PJ, I loved when you were fighting with the barrier and like your attitude, and then you're like, you know what? She's an ally, but I'm gonna like had the audacity to feed on her anyway.
Right?
I like put my friend in like my neck on the line for my friend, and then you're like, mm-hmm. Okay, don't care. I was like, okay.
Yes.
It's that Scorpio moon, baby. We're with the audacity. We're stepping. Bring it.
Loved that. Um, and Omar, I always love role playing with you. It's always a great time. Most of our moments were great, and I loved the like Trixie, like make a deal. I'll put in a good word, and then like the dice didn't go in my favor, but that doesn't matter. It was just as fun, like going through it. So thank you there, and I have to give Diana, thank you so much. A star to you for allowing me to use that rewind. I did like just totally brain fart and like I did want it to be a little bit more meaningful. That's why I wrote him as like a character. So I don't know, like I just was like not feeling it and just went one way, and I was like, oh no, that was a bad I made a boo-boo. So thank you for letting me fix that, and Omar for acknowledging that and the star here at the end. Because yeah, maybe he is someone that like I have a he's a secret soft spot. You know what I mean? He's a friend and a confidant.
Yeah, and then thank you for also like it's always hard to like use safety tools and to bring it up, and so thank you for feeling brave
Empowered
enough
to
to
do
like
it.
yeah, that's the word I want, empowered to do it. So I appreciate it. Yeah, and that's why we have them for, so we can enjoy. Because yeah, sometimes in the moment we're just like blanking and say something and we don't realize it, and it's like, oh wait a minute,
I didn't
no.
really mean that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. Thank you very much, and last but not least, Seki.
Oh my gosh. Going last in this makes it very difficult because so many great things have been talked about already. But like again, I think everybody just outstanding job, everyone tonight. Omar, I loved the scene with the book when you were letting it out. I thought that was so cool the way you described everything, and I think that was like the first time we really got to see your powers just like explode. So that was kind of really sweet. Dr. Claudio, the whole scene with the beast and you just like being super awkward running away and then all this other stuff going on trying to like interject with like all of our friends that we're like meeting up with and everything else, just like so much fun. And then PJ just like I think it really goes to show like what I got from this session tonight, because like in my debts owed I have in quotes, you gotta feel this grip, and then just like Jorgen on the other side of it. So it's like so perfect. And Diana, thank you so much for like presenting this with us and like setting such great twists and turns and stuff. Like I honestly have no idea what's gonna happen next, and I love that so much. So thank you for that.
Yes.
And I think that's all of them. Should I start off the wishes then?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah. So wishes. I hope I actually get to have a conversation with Minnie, and not something like really bad happens here with Jorgen. And I'm also now worried about my new best friend Jorgen, with like what potentially is happening with this voice that's perking up. So I'm really excited to see what happens in this last session.
Awesome, thank you. Let's go with PJ this time.
Okay, my wish. And this is because of who I am as a person, and I feel like we're kind of getting there. But I kind of want to do some combat of some kind. That's my wish. My wish is to like we have all these guns. Let's not have Chekhov's guns go unpulled. That's all I'm saying. Aside from that, yeah, I think that we got some really fun stuff. I think we're coming to a head on the whole Days of Future Past situation. So I'm just really excited to see where that goes.
Awesome, thank you. Travis.
I also would like a little bit of a battle. I would like to wither a person to death. Or, or who knows? I think that would be fun. But if I could, I have no idea where the story is going, or if we are going to Back to the Future, or what, or. But this is very specific, so I don't know if it can happen, but if it can, my wish would be to be part of the initiation of like opening the realms back, like opening the gate to the Fae and letting the magic fall, or if there's a spell that's happening, being the catalyst that sparks it, that helps fix or hinder the situation. But I love magic and fiddling with spells and incantations. So if I get a moment to fiddle with some magic, I'd love that.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll see how the story goes. And then last but not least, Omar, what are your wishes?
So my wish is I am very excited at the revelation that I got for Jorgen. And so everyone knows, like I said, I love a good time travel story. So I love the Oracle because I like knowing the future and seeing like how it turns out. I really want to know what that was about, how we're going to if we get there, or who knows what that entire scene. I have thoughts. I have now machinations going on in my head on about exactly what caused that scene with Jorgen. And I don't know. I kind of want, unless she like gets completely corrupted, I kind of want Jinx to like be like some emotional thing to happen with that, either Jorgen going evil. I guess all in all, I want Jorgen to like just take a chunk out of Jinx. I mean, vampire wise, because like it seems to be leading to that. Is he gonna do it? And like how she's gonna act? I'm gonna live my Twilight fantasy.
Do it, because I want to call in the debt that the debt owed for not attacking or hurting you.
Just wait and just live my Bella fantasy. Give it to me.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Let's bite some necks and just make it Rex. I was gonna say something else, but anyway, yes, I'm here for it.
Yeah. I obviously want to give stars to all of y'all. You all played fantastically today. Interacting with the few NPCs we got, interacting with each other. It was just, oh yeah. I echo all of your stars. Especially with playing with the let it out moves and being creative with it. I really appreciate all of that, and just seeing, especially extra star Cloudio, for you to like be so creative and go down to find, because I wasn't sure if you guys were gonna, because I gave you a bunch of different options to like where to take the story, and then you're like, but I must know what's in the basement.
Thank you. Yeah, Jinx poked it twice, and then you poked it again, and I was like, this is important.
So now you have more allies that may help you in the final, if there is probably it will be at least one battle. Maybe a battle of the crushes, you know. And my wish is for all of us to have a very fun and happy final session, to get to some of the story beats that we all want for all the characters, and yeah, just to have a good time with this. And that's everything. So I'll throw it back to you, Omar, to head us off for the night.
All right. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming. We know you can be doing anything on your Thursday night, but you chose to spend it with us, and we appreciate it. Don't forget, within the last few seconds of the stream, you can enter Magpie Madness, all one word, if you haven't already, to win the Avatar Legends book, and we'll mail it right on over to you. And you can get that, and that entry will be revealed, or at least the winner will be revealed on Saturday when we play Rapscallion. I get to be a salty sea dog. So that should be very fun. And that is on Saturday between 3 and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So with that being said, from the first chapter to the last page, be kind to one another, spread love, and we will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody. Cue the outro.